Hi! I may have accidentally ended the stream.
What?
Hello?
No?
Did that happen? Did I accidentally do that?
No. Bring back the stream.
Hello? Did it die again? Are we good? Hello? Are we good? Hello? Can you see me? Stream. Yay! Okay, good. Okay, so I tried a thing. Hi! So we're gonna do that exercise again where I count down and then you just send a random message real quick, because I want to see if the stream delay thing worked, because I've been trying to work on making the stream have less delay. So we're gonna do it. All right, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, send that message. Okay. Random message. Okay, well, that was still a bit of a delay, so we're still working on it, all right? It's still a thing that we gotta work on. Unfortunate. But, hey, you know what? We tried. All right, let's get going. It's time to freaking investigate, I guess.
We're gonna freaking investigate this.
All right.
Gonna find out what's going on.
This poor man. All right.
Oh, the poor man. So young to die.
You could choose, because I did some things with my stream quality, and you can either do 720 or 1080, I believe.
Ooh. So people can choose that. That's cool.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully that's a thing that happens now.
Do you suppose it was a very painful death, being poisoned as he was?
I don't know. Don't know anything.
Is it
you could go all the way to 1060p now, or 160p now. Oof. Huh, trying to make your bed so you're my fur baby. Can you get to 1080, or is that not a thing? Does it only go to 720?
Kitties.
I don't know. All we can do now is hope that he'll be reborn into a better life.
Which fur babies?
I believe Ziva has kitties.
Pics, or it didn't happen.
Yes, this is a cat tax.
Oh, wait a second! No, wait! Court record history.
No.
History. Someone was poisoned, and now they hope that he'll be reborn to a better life.
Yeah, you were too slow on the uptake for the pictures there, sweetie.
I really was. I suppose you're right. I wonder if.
That's annoying because. Okay. That's annoying because my bitrate is so fucking high.
The suspense is killing me on this one. Please press A. Oh, cute.
Kitties.
You have both? Is a doggy and a kitty?
Doggy and kitty.
Perfect.
There's both fur babies.
Do you think that putting our hands together in a Japanese prayer will help a British soul?
Aww.
That's sweet, Susato.
Sorry?
Oh, Ryuken.
Yeah, I'm trying very hard to make it actually do 1080, but it might actually. I wonder if it's the limitations of my capture device. So let me try something real quick. Yeah, it says 1080. All right, I'll have to mess with my capture card.
Sorry.
Sorry?
I made sure I had a reference at the ready for just such an occasion as this, actually. Because you're so smart. This book is entitled The Beginner's Guide to Praying for the Departed, the British Way. God,
okay.
She's cute. She's cute. She prepares for everything. I'll just reread it now. One moment.
There's quite a spine on that book, isn't there?
Like how much do you... Susato-san? I'm imagining that her handwriting is like that micro handwriting.
Right?
You know? Like she just goes... And she's got pages and pages that are like... And then if someone tried to flip through this diary of hers... they would be like, I can't even read
I can't read this.
I can't read it.
I can't read this at all.
As we've seen from the outside, the window is completely bricked up.
Post-breakfast streaming is I'm tired.
Yep. We're doing it anyway. A vestige of the former window tax that Britons had to pay.
Mm-hmm. Tax evasion.
Tax evasion.
What strange things they used to tax in Great Britain. I mean, making people pay for the number of windows they had in a property? It's extraordinary.
It's heartbreaking to think of the poor having to block up their windows just to avoid an unaffordable tax. Fancy that situations like that are going to continue for well over a century.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
What is it, Miss Usato?
If you look closely, a number of the bricks are loose.
Ooh.
They tried to get out. Whoa. Something in there? Are you hiding something in there?
Soap?
Soap?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Fuck? What is this a soap case? Is this gonna be entirely about soap?
These are just there in case Herlock Sholmes gets hungry.
Yes. What if Herlock proves to be right about something?
God, are you fucking serious? Was it Mr. Shakespeare who did it, I wonder? Being the lodger renting this room?
Got to hide my soap. Look at this, Naruhodo-san. On the outside, there's a little ledge. And there's something on it. Oh my god.
What, outside? What, we're just gonna ignore the soap? Hello?
Ignore the piles of soap.
Oh, I guess we're gonna look at the
costumes.
Look at these extravagant, bright costumes. Somehow they look out of place in this room with its grim, shady goings-ons.
And its Tetris piece-shaped hole in the bricks. Well, this one looks like a king's attire, and next to it is some soap that we found in a bricked window.
A king? Oh, it's dreamt of being a king. Aww.
That's cute.
That's kind of adorable.
That's cute. He's always dreamt of being a king.
I've always dreamt of being a king.
Instead, you're just my consort, Ryukin. Oh, I think you'd be more suited to a feudal lord, a daimyo or such like.
Aww.
That's very sweet of you, Susato.
That's very sweet.
You're very kind. You're a very kind girl.
I'm sure that Kazuma would agree.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, dude.
How do you pronounce that?
Chonmage?
Chonmage with a chonmage top knot? Every Japanese man wishes he had a chonmage.
They're all the rage. Chonmage. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Chonmage mono is the name for a period play set in the Edo period. So, like, a top knot thing is literally what that is. Top knot matter.
Great.
Oh, you'd look wonderful with one. And thanks to Kazuma-sama, you already have the sword.
Can you imagine what would happen if I walked around in the streets of London with a chonmage and a sword?
Oh, just put Auchi in those streets. And,
like... what a charming conversation.
Behold me,
I love these two.
They're so cute.
Are we gonna talk about the soap?
It's so cold outside. You can feel it through this gap. Also, the soap.
It did snow all last night. It would be cold. But more importantly, what is on the lookout there? Are those snow-covered lumps?
I'm a miner. It's more bars of soap.
Soap? What are bars of soap doing lined up on a ledge outside the window?
We're finally going to talk about the soap. I have no idea. But the pair of them look rather charming like that. What? Charming? The soap is charming!
We just talked about you have a charming conversation and now we're talking about charming soap.
Charming soap. The soap is very charming.
Well, charming is definitely a word I would use for soap, I guess.
I'm just so endeared to these charming soap bars that we found behind bricks in a window. Beautiful.
Still, that's very strange, isn't it? Bars of soap lined outside the window?
I am glad your strange meter is not broken.
Right. You never know with him. I think perhaps you should take one. There are two after. This is not take a soap, leave a soap, Ryunosuke. What are you doing?
Oh dear, I suppose we could.
Susato, you're supposed to be our moral compass.
Susato! This is the crime scene.
These are both criminals. Is Prince Charming a brand of soap? I don't know. If it is, it's not a brand of soap here.
It is now. Prince Charming.
That Prince Charming soap.
I like that. Oh, what's this? Look here at this soap.
Ah! Do you see? Oh wait, no, that's...
In the middle there. Is that a seal? There's a patch that's a different color.
It looks like
it's sort of transparent, but...
Transparent?
It's what?
Some sort of fancy design, I suppose. Only in Great Britain.
Can we rotate this evidence?
I need to rotate this evidence.
It looks like the Hinomaru flag of Japan, doesn't it? How wonderful.
I wonder if that's blood.
It's probably a very expensive brand.
Expensive? Then what's it doing in this ramshackle old room?
Okay, so it's a Japanese soap brand, kind of. So is this Natsume-san hiding soap everywhere?
Hey, let's
Can we rotate the soap? What the?
Oh,
That's
that
just
wouldn't be...
That's something hiding in the soap. This part is a different color. It's an exquisite design, isn't it? Someone's hiding...
Yeah, it does look like a weird olive.
That's a condom in a soap.
Trust the British to turn a boring bar of soap into something special. God, you guys are just like, wow, what an amazing bar of... God, these two...
They're like reverse racists, you know?
I just
like,
don't even know.
Wow,
how
look at
fascinating.
How fascinating that the British make their fascinating soap.
Oh, God.
I quite like it. It reminds me of the Hinomaru design of the Japanese flag. I expect this is rather expensive soap.
That doesn't seem likely given who it belongs to. All right, we're just gonna ignore the rest of that. All right.
We're not gonna try to figure what out. We're not gonna pull that out. We're not gonna figure out what the fuck is in the soap. No,
Nope, we're just gonna
come up in trial.
That's just gonna be A-okay with us.
3 hours from now. There's not much on these shelves, is there? Just this wine glass and bottle.
And they just...
Herlock, don't drink it.
They just fucking took it. They're like...
They just took it. They just took the soap.
It's like, hey, we could use this soap at home, right?
What are you doing there, sunshine?
Nothing.
And both of them are cracked.
Yeah, it's not much use, are they? He probably glued them together after Van Zieks threw them around.
Soap.
We're gonna talk a lot about soap in this trial, aren't we?
Mr. Sholmes, can you please stop nibbling on that?
Why not? It's a perfectly good snack.
Delectable.
What's the matter?
You two were ignoring me after all. What was I going to do to get your attention? Oh,
Honey soap?
Oh my god, she actually was!
Yeah!
Just reminded of the Reaper. Blah. She was actually reminded of Van Zieks by our conversation about Van Zieks caring about the soap.
Oh, great.
Why were you reminded of the Reaper? Because he cleanses himself so well? Does he smell like soap? Legitimately, why was she thinking about Van Zieks when they were talking about...
Because of the cracked bottles.
Because she's actually...
I literally
the wine!
Because the wine!
We just looked at the wine!
Hello?
I'm sorry, my mind is still on the fucking soap! They just made the soap so fascinating!
Yeah, Prosecutor Lord Van Zieks.
Prosecutor Lord Van Zieks.
Prosecutor Lord Van Zieks.
Mr. Lord Van Zieks, Esquire!
Yeah, he's got 2 titles now.
Oh my god. He's so reckless with his wine glasses. I was thinking it's a waste and he should donate some to the needy. They definitely need to get drunk because their windows are all bricked up.
To be fair, honestly, Susato. Honestly, how about soap wine? Making wine out of soap.
Oh.
A special blend for Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
I've got a brilliant business idea now.
You can suggest it next time we meet.
Oh boy. Van Zieks is gonna be like, you dragged me back into the courtroom for what?
Well, we just wanted to suggest that you maybe donate your wine glasses to the needy.
What's this? Is this for soap? Is this another quarter of soap?
This looks like part of an envelope, I think.
It's just soap colored.
Yeah, it is somewhat soap colored, yes.
You may be right. Perhaps it was torn off when the letter was open.
Is that significant?
Yes. Well, it's a little out of place, perhaps. When you look around the room, there's no sign of a letter or the rest of the envelope, in fact, is there?
Unless we, search the body.
So let's search the body! And yet, here we have the torn off end of an envelope. It just strikes me as unusual.
Yeah, let's keep it as evidence, please.
Saying, Naruhodo-san.
I agree. We'd better take this just in case.
Sunshine, what are you doing there?
Thank you, T-Chef. You're amazing.
Let's rotate this. Rotate it.
Oh, are we have to rotate? We're going to
rotating
rotate.
it.
Let's rotate this evidence.
But just, is it hello?
All right. Whoever opened this envelope didn't bother with the letter opener or scissors, did they?
You're so polite that you do that.
Right?
Yes, whoever opened it is clearly someone with an unrefined temperament.
Wow.
It's Lord Van Seeks' envelope.
I'm pretty sure that you banned that exact bot last stream in my stream. I'm pretty sure you've banned that bot at least 3 times, Tisha.
Judging from the angle of the rip here, the person in question must have been right-handed.
Do you know that Bath & Body Works has a soap, body wash, and fragrance called Black Cherry Merlot? It smells amazingly yummy.
Ooh.
It sounds like it would smell yummy.
Let's have some of that. Let's smell some of that with some ginger snaps. Let's just get all the smells.
I don't know, cherry and ginger snaps.
Well, now, Black Cherry Merlot, that feels to me more like a spring or summer.
I don't know.
Scent.
It could go like, cause I'm thinking
Early
like a
fall.
I'm thinking like closer to late fall, like closer to Christmas fall. Cause then you're getting into like the cherry pies and the, like that kind of stuff. I mean,
Black Cherry Merlot with roasted chestnut.
although cherry tends to be ready at the end of summer, if I recall. So
we don't see many seasonal vegetables and fruits in our little zone of where we are.
we
right
really
now.
don't. But my grandparents do have a cherry tree in their backyard.
That's cool.
But
That's actually because we haven't been going to the farmer's market since we moved away
That's
from
true,
the very
that's
close
true.
one.
You're having some chalky milk. Oh, it was actually very rainy yesterday. We are actually lucky that we had the surgery in the morning because it was raining so hard that it flooded half of the roads in DC.
Oh, yeah. It's
apparently.
crazy. It's crazy.
So we got out of DC like just fast enough to not have big rainies.
Our bubble tea shop has sent me another coupon for the Georgetown store.
Hooray!
We're never gonna get one for our local store. It's not happening.
Big
Okay.
sad. Yeah, it's been very, very rainy. But I did have chalky milk this morning, so
Oh.
Riddles and I are on the same wavelength from halfway across the world. Miss Usato, I think perhaps someone's been reading too much of the adventures of Herlock Sholmes.
Oh. You can never read too much of it, Naruto-san, never!
Well, you can definitely see too much of the guy.
That I would agree with that.
I've definitely seen too much of him. And here we have another disproportionately large machine. It looks like a meter of some kind. We already know what this is. It's a gas meter. There was one in Soseki-san's apartment. Come on, dude.
Gas, and the guy died because of the gas poison. This is the gas meter, I think. It seems that in this district, residents pay for gas as they use it with coins. Actually, get this. When I studied abroad in Japan, I actually had to pay for my utilities in basically this fashion.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't literal coins, but there was just a machine in my apartment building. So, like, here, normally, we just get monthly bills, and we pay our utilities that way. In this apartment complex in Japan, I had to go to a building machine and, like, fill it up with credits, essentially, by prepaying for my utilities. And then the utility meter, I would watch the utility meter in my apartment go down. And I was pretty broke because I was a student, you know, so I was like, I could pay for air conditioning in my apartment, or I could pay to go to a concert and get air conditioning. And so I went to a lot of concerts.
Yeah.
Instead of paying my utilities.
Wow. Amazing. Ah, I see. Now, as you've pointed out, I can see that there's a slot here that looks like it would take a coin. So you mean if you put a coin in here...
What if you put a guinea in there? Would you be good on gas for like several years?
I don't know if it would identify it.
Yeah, it would be like, that's too much. That's right, that would buy you about 2 hours of gas for lights and heating. God, this is... Man.
I don't know that it would understand the size of the coin or the amount of the coin because we have specific readers to do that now, but I don't know if it would have worked back then.
It could have
so
been
probably
like,
been like, oh, so a pence? A pence, you say?
Yeah, Ziva's here.
So if you're a poor person with no money, you'd have to sleep in the freezing cold?
Well, welcome to industrial Great Britain. Or if you were a scatterbrain with no change because you forgot to exchange your money at the bank, like Mr. Sholmes.
I would open that lock and find something that you used to murder Shakespeare inside. Probably. More likely it's just it would just open up a slot that has like the coins stacked up in it for the landlord to come by and.
The landlord just comes by and gets that, like taking it out of the laundry machine.
Yeah, takes those coins. Yeah. Thank goodness there's no meter in our office.
Yeah.
Yeah. Herlock Sholmes pays for our utilities.
Yep. And we know how I pay.
Yeah,
him for our part of the utilities.
I pay for my accommodations in a way.
This is some sort of makeshift stage, I think, isn't it?
Where does the audience sit though for the nightly Shakespeare performances?
Actors aspiring to the great stage must practice their art, Naruhodo-san, with or without an audience. In fact, on a related note, perhaps you should set up a mock bench for the defense in your office.
That would be cute.
Oh,
that would be really cute.
Really cute. It'd be really cute. It's a little mini mock trial.
What?
Then you could practice your art every single day.
Would you be Lord Van Zeeks?
Let me get this wine glass and see if I can. Okay, I'm gonna try.
We'll get you paper wine glasses.
Paper wine glasses. that would be really funny cosplay to do like a discount Van Zeeks and just have like solo cups or whatever.
You have your Victor wig.
I do. Could it double for
a Van Zeeks wig?
This is possible. I thought about doubling for Miles, but
probably
I think,
not.
That would be a big no.
I think no.
Can't mess with that. It could be an
energy.
old Kazuma.
I mean, you could get an Edgeworth wig and then kind of do a Van Zeeks.
I could get an Edgeworth wig and kind of do a Van Zeeks, I think.
Yeah.
I could
because they have similar hairstyles, except for Van Zeeks is slightly more mullet.
Okay, so wait. Van Zeeks Edgeworth fusion. With the Edgeworth costume, you get a cape and you carry around a chalice, a paper chalice.
I think someone would just think you're from Castlevania. Need Van Zeeks cosplay.
That's one Van Zeeks cosplay. That's one of the many things I intend to Google when we are done with this.
Right. I'll think about it. If you promise to dominate beer and play the role of the judge.
Well, speaking of the judge, last time I saw Judge, he did a take. Wait, no, that happens in the future.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
if that would help you achieve your goal.
This I have to see.
You're gonna get to see something else.
Yeah.
Light?
This is a gas wall light, isn't it? It must be connected to a gas pipe on the wall. You can very visually see that that is the case, my dude. There is no need for speculation here. It's okay.
Gas lights, a gas stove. London really is a city of gas.
That's why it smells so bad.
Just wait until the climate crisis.
It's probably because the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. It's been a long time since you had one of those jokes. You're welcome.
Does it smell like Pizza Hut in here or Taco Bell?
It smells like combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. But now that I think about it, Mr. and Mrs. Garadev have an open fire at the top floor, don't they?
Oh yes, you're right. I don't recall seeing a gas stove up there, thankfully.
Well, I much prefer a real fire anyway. It's so much cozier. God, we're finding so much about Ryunosuke, about how much he likes cozy fires.
He likes cuddling up by the fire.
He's very much a Kotatsu guy. You know he is. He likes being warm.
Up under there. He's a little guy, so he needs extra warmth.
He needs extra warmth. He likes to cuddle by the fire.
He likes to be warm.
Oh, I didn't. No.
Oh,
la-di-da. I was trying to like click the arrow, and I know that that's not how you do it.
Doopy doop doop doop.
Being a judge.
You're gonna get to see something even better.
All right, there's nothing else.
This is an open candle. There's just an open candle sitting there.
Okay.
Just sitting there.
So we've just been.
God.
Are we sure that that's all that there is to examine?
Is there? Hello?
Hello?
Can we examine the body?
You did examine the body.
I guess we.
Oh, the other cup. Hello.
Aha. One of the teacups that Mr. Shakespeare and his guest drank from last night. But don't go drinking from them, Naruhodo-san. There's bitter poison inside.
That's speculation. We don't actually know this. I'm not planning on drinking any, don't worry. Anyway, the cups are both empty.
I'm just saying this loudly enough for Mr. Sholmes to hear, you see. Well, so one was Mr. Shakespeare's, and the other must be the cup that Natsume-san was drinking from.
But soseki-san wasn't poisoned, of course, as far as we know. Perhaps we should take these so we can examine them in more detail later.
Sunshine!
We're just gonna fucking contaminate the crime scene by taking everything that could be evidence.
They're just like, okay, Finally, we get to investigate a crime scene. We need all the souvenirs.
But to be fair, Van Zeeks is not going to be going to be showing us them.
Otherwise, we just show up with like 2 receipts and a map, and he'd be like, 35 hours into the trial, teacups.
So much poison all over the place. Yep, there we go. Looks like you're having a big good snoop around, eh? I'm assuming. Oh, yep. My lord.
Whoa.
Inspector Gregson, back so soon. After I threw that little Japanese fellow in the clink, I went and reported this to the investigation division. 5 minutes time, this place will be cordoned off by the yard. Oh, I see. Well, we'd better be leaving then, with all the evidence we just stole.
She just sticks it up her kimono sleeve.
Before he takes it away from us, we have to examine it.
Examine it, yes! Rotate that evidence. This is the teacup from which Mr. Natsume was drinking.
Yes, unlike the other one, the inside of the cup is completely clean.
We're gonna have a battle over which was the pink and which was the green now.
Probably.
I suppose he must have drunk the contents before the tea had a chance to leave a mark.
I always gulp it down too.
Sorry, Naruhodo-san?
Well, if you just sip it little by little, it goes cold.
He likes warm things. Clearly, I shall have to instruct you on the proper way to take tea.
Oh, okay.
There's no tea ring. Oh, we updated the evidence already.
Right.
Getting ahead of ourselves here.
This must be the cup that Mr. Shamsphere was drinking from then. It's stained on the inside, just like my soul.
Tea does that, I'm afraid. Even green tea.
Oh, really? I've never noticed before.
You've never noticed?
Well, I never leave it in the cup long enough to leave a mark. I like to gulp it down. God. Drink tea while it's hot. That's the Japanese way, isn't it?
Oh man, he just really likes hot things.
He just likes to be warm and hot.
Like, I like to be warm and hot under this kotatsu. Oh dear, so many people seem to have the wrong idea about our culture, and most of them are Japanese.
Oh.
Whoa, no symbols, no mysterious symbols.
Yeah, it was like the...
No, the outside is not Morse code.
So... The thing I was actually thinking of is usually if you have like an authentic teacup, like from like a person who makes tea, there's like it'll have like a mark on the bottom.
Exactly.
And the reason I was remembering this is like we have teacups like Sinistea in Pokemon, and we have to check if it's authentic.
Nice.
Because an authentic Sinistea is actually super rare.
We better be leaving then.
After we examine these teacups.
Natsume-san must be feeling very low being back in a cell again so soon.
I'm sure we should probably go.
Oh my god. Naruhodo-san, what's wrong? Holy shit! What the fuck? Should I? Which one
I forget who of us was this guy.
Okay.
I think it was you.
All right. Out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player. That struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more.
You know what? That would explain why the body was still warm after several hours.
The body is still warm. Hey, no one got to touch Kazuma's body. Kazuma! Come on, it's evidence people can come back from poison.
Hey, Mr. Gregson, how about we take Natsume-san out of jail?
Yeah, he didn't kill anyone. How soundeth the next part?
It's a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Indeed! Oh, happy day.
What? Walking Dead?
What the fuck was that? Wow.
What is happening here?
What the fuck?
What is happening?
What? He's a zombie.
The fellow isn't dead after all. What was that nonsense he was saying, though?
That would be Shakespeare.
It would be Shakespeare.
Learned friend. I think It was from William Shakespeare's Macbeth.
My favorite Shakespeare play, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually
got
our first date was we saw Macbeth together.
Except I wasn't sure if it was a date, so we both sat next to each other for all the hours of Macbeth, and I was like, "But I want to hold her hand. Is that okay?"
And
but
then I grabbed your hand. I grabbed your hand at one
point.
point.
And then you grabbed my hand. It's like, "Oh, can hold." Hold hand.
Hold hand. Our first date was we saw Macbeth together.
Yeah.
And we both didn't want to third wheel my friend that was with me.
Yes. A soliloquy from Act 5, Scene 5.
Shakespeare.
Are we gonna have a play within a play?
So it was that the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare, came back to life.
So people can come back to life, you see? They can come back to life.
I just don't think he was dead to begin with. The man had indeed been poisoned. It transpired that it hadn't killed him. He was taken by emergency carriage to a nearby hospital for treatment.
Okay, so...
And Inspector Gregson evicted us from the scene of the crime. Whatever that was now.
We never saw Kazuma. And we know the autopsy
Imagine if he did that on the autopsy table,
seriously,
honestly, though.
that would be like, "Ugh!"
That guy!
Oh boy.
I remember, I was that guy. Someone get Kazuma a cure for a broken neckism.
Seriously! Broken neckism. I mean, the autopsy report claimed that, right? But we don't know, right? We never saw him.
And they did establish, oh look, the Crystal Tower still under construction.
Oh, look at that. They're gonna build it by the 5th case.
Obviously.
They better.
Also, they did establish in the 2nd case that the coroner, the medical officer, or whatever the guy is on the boat, had absolutely no experience with the dead. So,
yep, he didn't know anything. So Cosmo was just poisoned.
Cosmo's still alive.
It was a long poison. He fell and hit his head.
He was poisoned by something. Anyway, continue.
Whatever do you think will happen now?
We talked to this yellow guy.
They decided that it had to be believed that he was gone. Because they were gonna smuggle him to do some undercover something or other.
They had to have done that.
Come on!
I want him to be alive so bad.
Cosmo! Okay.
Good question. What a strange situation for Mr. Natsume, arrested for murder, but then the victim comes back to life.
I think perhaps the victim was never dead in the first place. Seems very likely that Mr. Shakespeare did consume poison, as we deduced. But...
Bless you.
Thank you. Was it an accident, attempted suicide, or attempted murder?
I kind of hope it was attempted murder, like he was trying to kill Mr. Natsume.
He was trying to, yeah, and he switched the cups.
And he switched the cups.
He switched the cups, so the victim is the murderer! Dun-dun-dun! Until the truth can be established, I imagine the police will keep Mr. Natsume in custody.
I suppose so. Let's hope it doesn't come to anything more than a night in the cells.
God, that's my favorite expression of hers.
Oh, what's this? Yeah, there's a weirdo over here.
There's a weirdo.
What's that man doing over here? It looks like he's trying to see into Soseki-san's lodgings.
Oh boy.
That's not Soseki-san's lodgings, hello?
See, you're not seeing into anything.
The fucking bar is soap, hello?
Oh, it's through the... Oh,
you were gesundheiten.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate. Gesundheit from the actual land of Germany. Feel blessed. Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san?
Excuse me, could we have a word?
Oh boy. No, we cannot have a word.
He just ran off.
Alright, so are we gonna see him in this case, or are we gonna see him 2 cases later? I feel sure that we've seen that man somewhere before. Where was it?
I do too, but I don't remember. Okay, I guess we're leaving?
New location.
Oh no, we're not going there. We're going to prison. Hello.
Yep.
I'd rather go to prison than
go to
Garrett's room.
The Garrett.
Oh, let's not talk to Mr. Garrett. God.
Ever. Oh.
Oh, there's no one here. Great. It's time to go to the Naruhodo legal consultants. God damn it. We went outside of the building just to go back into the building and talk to Mr. Garrett. That's fucking funny.
Fine. I guess
so. Here we are again, the eccentric landlord's eccentric top floor abode.
We're here because Mr. Garradeb's the one who discovered the incident this morning. Don't forget. We have to be here.
I haven't. Trust me.
At least no one can pour boiling tea into his lap.
Right? At least his wife was arrested.
Yeah,
Jeez.
God damn.
Ah, you chaps, eh? Yes, good morning, sir. Thank you for your cooperation in court yesterday. That was quite a trial.
He's like, thank you. Finally got my wife put away.
Wasn't it Garradeb in the first game, or did I misread it every single? It was always Garradeb. It's always been Garradeb.
It is Garradeb. He's the guy.
As much for Garradeb as anyone, really. Came straight back here after all the business at the Bailey yesterday. Didn't expect to wake up to more Bali nonsense this morning. Here's your AE weakness. Yeah, fair.
I wonder if you wouldn't mind telling us exactly what happened, Mr. Garradeb?
Yes, I suppose you'd like to know about that dead loss of an actor chap on the ground floor. Those were exactly Inspector Crookson's words, weren't they? Alright, I guess we're chatting. It must have been a real shock for you this morning. I hear that you discovered what happened. Ah, well, that hopeless actor chap rises at 5 o'clock sharp every morning without fail. But at 5:30 this morning, he still hasn't lit the gas. So I went down and knocked on his door, but no bally answer.
And that's when you broke into his room by kicking down the door.
Well, I called on that rum-looking Japanese chap to do the grunt work, of course. Wasn't it a little premature to kick the door down? The man could have just overslept by half an hour.
Yeah. That's very true, Naruhodo-san. If 30 minutes oversleeping warranted such behavior, I'd have to kick your door down every morning, and I don't want to see what's behind it.
Look.
I like that she's implying he has a door.
Yeah, the door.
To his room that he
To the room that I definitely don't share with Herlock Sholmes.
Boy.
Well, you know, better to be safe than sorry and all that. It's just me, or is he avoiding our gaze now, all of a sudden?
Except that it was a sorry situation indeed that you found on the far side of the door.
The victim's name is Mr. Shamspeare, I believe. Is that right? Yes, William Shamspeare took the ground floor room 3 months ago now.
And how would you describe him?
Kind of a bitch, actually. In a word, destitute.
God damn, dude.
Wow.
Destitute?
Well, let's face it, the only redeeming feature of that room is the cheap rent.
And who is the one renting out that room?
Yeah, whose abode does this belong to?
Who is abusing the impoverished of this city?
He's definitely a landlord, let's say that.
I gotta appreciate that the game creators made this entire series about class.
Right, this is all class warfare.
All class warfare.
Anyone wanting to live in a place like this is either broke or has a bally screw loose.
Says the landlord.
It's hard to choose which category soseki-san would fall into.
Oh my god. Naruhodo-san, that's a little rude.
Hey, Susato? Mind reading? No. We talked about this. He was doing research as well. Research? Into what? Shakespeare, of course. Shakespeare. Read a few plays of the old bard myself, you know. Romeo and Hamlet and all that.
Romeo and Hamlet?
Oh, wow.
I want to go see Romeo and Hamlet.
Well, yeah, let's make a Romeo and Hamlet. That's gotta exist, right?
It's gotta be.
That's gotta exist.
A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Poor Yorick.
Yeah, right. Someone's gotta have done that. I'm so glad landlords are gonna have less power here soonish.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, William Shakespeare is England's most highly regarded classical playwright and author, and he's really super dead, so we can totally use his name. He's also known as Sao in Japanese, as you know, and many of his works have already been translated.
Really?
I actually did not know that. I did not know that.
I did not know that at all. Why is he known as Sao?
Yeah, why is he known as Sao? Why is he known as Sao? That's very interesting.
Yay!
Today I learned.
We're going to be learning about William Shakespeare in Japanese.
Let's see, Sao? Okay. Well, let's find out. Sao.
Seems incredible that Shakespeare was shortened to Sao, though. Someone was too heavy-handed there.
Yeah, it would be... Okay, let's see here. Oh, okay. This is really nice. This is, you know, so much that we experience the white supremacy driving other people to change their names when they go places, right? So in this case, it was like, oh my God, Japan Times, let me read this. So he became he became such a Japan was so fascinated by him that he assumed his own name there, essentially.
Oh,
like they called him that affectionately, and they accepted him as a cultural hero.
Oh,
that's cute.
That's very sweet.
That's very cute.
There were a lot of costumes in the victor's room, actually, weren't there?
Whoa. Okay. There was a lot of Shakespeare appropriation in the Meiji era.
That's hilarious.
They adapted his plays for kabuki because hardly anyone had seen European drama.
Oh.
Which is great because
that's really cute.
Shakespeare is the world's most popular fanfic writer.
In Chinese, he is Sashibia.
Oh, cool.
Interesting.
Sashibia. Yeah, because Shakespeare, basically almost everything that Shakespeare wrote was like fan fiction, essentially. All of his historical stuff, all of his other stories, he was ripping off historical events that had happened, or he was ripping off other plays.
I mean, see, Sashibia, like, kind of, like, if you say it in a certain way, it kind of sounds vaguely like Shakespeare.
Whoa, they adapted The Merchant of Venice to a play called The Season of Cherry Blossoms, The World of Money.
Oh.
They translated Julius Caesar into Joruri, which is a particular poetic form of, like, you know, kind of like Shakespeare had as a poetic form, right?
Right.
So they used a Japanese native form of 7 5-syllable meter. That's the same thing that's used in haiku. So there's a haiku version. Natsume-san is a scholar of English literature as well, and also you are an English student, Naruhodo-san. So maybe
English language, not English literature.
You know, English,
I assume
you should hopefully be reading some English literature to inform your English language studies.
Maybe.
I imagine he and Mr. Shakespeare would have had much in common.
Yeah, but the tones go in 1 4 3 3, which is all over the place.
Okay, so it's Shashibia. Okay, Sha. All right. God, it's been so long. The tone order. It's the first one is the level tone. Okay. There's the level tone, there's the rising tone, there's the falling tone, and there's the one that falls and rises. And I'm forgetting the order. Help me. Which one is which? Dot.
Shakespeare interpretation disagreement leads to shocking murder. Let's hope it's not that.
Well, shocking poisoning, rising to death.
Susato, yeah. No mind reading.
Legit, they were arguing about Shakespeare, and it made Shakespeare angry at Natsume-san. He's like, I've got to poison this guy.
Mm-hmm. Mind reading.
There we go.
Stop.
Okay, all right. So it's
1 is level, 2 is riding, 3 is falling. Rising, falling and rising, and 4 is falling.
Okay, so it's sha, shi, bi, ya. I forget how you do, like, when you do 3 after 3. Because the tones change when there's, like... Okay, alright. Anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So... Thank you. I'll take the really good meow and I'll go right on because we're actually having an English and Japanese lesson, so I will try not to have a Chinese
reading
lesson.
Our mind again.
Yes, she is. She's like, Naruto-san, really? How rude. How rude.
After Mr. Natsume's trial yesterday, you came straight back here, I believe, didn't you? Did you notice anything strange between then and this morning? Well, my fucking wife is in jail, I guess. Well, now it must have been about 6 in the morning by the time I got home. Snow was coming down rather heavily, as I remember. It was completely dark already. That failed actor chap was out at the time. Mr. Garrett noticed there was no light from his room or something, I suppose. Couldn't summon the energy for anything much, so I just sat in front of the fire up here. It was after 8 before Shamspear got back, and the chap was up until past 1 in the morning, I'll have you know. Suppose he met his end sometime after that. I was asleep by then, so I'm rather in the dark here. You mean he was up until 1 in the morning and then you were worried that he didn't wake up at 5?
So I would go on with the theory that Natsume and Shamspear were shacking up, but the thing is that Natsume is such a nervous wreck, I could actually see him just babbling this shit to his fellow weirdo lodger.
Right.
About all this, whoa, you wouldn't believe the day I had!
Right. Well, thank you. That was very illuminating. Is everything alright, Susato-san?
Well, I was just thinking it's a little strange, that's all. Mr. Garrett, you were up here in your room all evening, if I've understood correctly?
Not a big fan of stairs, not with this blasted leg.
Then, how is it that you seem to know the precise movements of your tenant on the ground floor, I mean?
Ah! Are you okay, dude?
Are you gonna fall over?
That's a very good point. Are you okay, dude? Legit? Like, are you good? Can't imagine you could hear noises from the ground floor all the way up here. Does this old man like to spy on his tenants? Is that it? I say I know what you're thinking, and it's a bally outrage. I learned mind reading from Susato-san here. I'm ex-military, don't you know? I don't go around spying on my tenants, why would I?
Then how did you know, Mr. Garrett?
The gas, woman. The gas tells me everything.
Oh, boy.
I can divine things from farts. The gas?
I prefer to use tea leaves, but okay.
What on earth do you mean, sir? How can the gas tell you anything, let alone everything? You can't even see it. Yes, but it's the smell, my lad, the smell. Fart jokes!
No!
Peak comedy! Yay! Well, as you're probably aware, the gas is supplied to the building by pipes. Yes, I more or less worked that out.
He does have 2 eyes.
And 2 brain cells. Thank you, Ziva.
Drinking. Every room in the building is connected by a single pipe to the gas main outside. That is important. And the gas company supplies gas to properties via the main.
Yes, I understand that too. Let me see if I can explain. Let's say I was to light the gas lamps up here. What do you suppose would happen? Well, obviously the room would get brighter. But you wouldn't.
Hey!
Exactly, but at the same time, the lights in all the other rooms of the house would dim for a moment. What? They dim? Why?
Perhaps it's because when you light a gas lamp, it briefly uses more gas than usual. And that reduces the amount of gas in the pipe for the other lamps that are connected to it. That might explain why the other lamps dim momentarily, mightn't it?
Yes, of course, because everything's connected to a single supply pipe.
Is that supposed to happen, though? It sounds rather undesirable.
Jolly good point. Fact is, the gas company's pipes in these parts are pretty hopeless, long worn out. And barely got any gas in them to start with. Maybe you should just move.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Garrett,
this house is garbage.
You should just move.
But, probably can't afford it.
Opposite's also true, of course. Extinguish the lamps up here, and they glow brighter than the rest of the house. Oh, right, I see. Well, by watching the flickering of the lamps in one room, you can determine what's happening elsewhere.
It is pretty cool how they figured out all of these nifty, weird things from the turn of the century. And they're like, let's build cases around all this stuff that modern people don't tend to think about.
Yeah, someone was just reading a textbook about Industrial Revolution England and was like, let's put all these fun facts into a video game.
Check this out. Stereoscopes.
You've got it.
Oh, of course, because when people come back home in the evening and before they go to sleep at night, what they're guaranteed to do is either light or put out their lamps and fires.
Clever. Clever, I said.
Clever.
In point of fact, the room on the ground floor and the one above it use slightly different amounts of gas. By watching the light in here closely, I can work out almost exactly what's going on in the whole house.
That's pretty creepy, actually. Gosh, that's fascinating, Mr. Garadeb. Absolutely fascinating and a little creepy.
And a little creepy. Oh well, nothing to it really. I can't really see that it's gonna help us in the case here. I don't know. Honestly, knowing exactly when the guy was in and out of the house is pretty fucking useful, my dude.
Are you serious with this? You lost a brain cell.
Rub those brain cells, please.
Where did that... So you got 2 whole brain cells added to your brain last game, and you've lost one of them now.
Well, no, this is back when he's only had 2, remember?
What?
Because this is after the soseki-san
Oh my god,
case, so
that's right! This is when he only has 2!
So when he's back in time, he's only got 2 brain cells. It's okay.
Okay, alright.
Maybe we'll move forward in time and he'll have 4 again.
4 again, maybe even 5 one day.
Maybe even 5 one day. What I'd like to know is why Mr. Garadeb is so interested in what his tenants are up to in the first place. I feel like there's more to it than idle curiosity.
That was a good job of rubbing those 2 brain cells you have together.
Well, we've done as much investigating here as we can, I think.
Those are very sweet words to my ear. Get me out of here.
Perhaps we ought to go to prison and speak with Mr. Natsume again.
Let's go to prison.
I'd really rather be in prison right now.
Good idea. Let's get out of here.
One less person for me to voice.
Goodbye.
I mean, moving.
Leave.
Goodbye. You predict Ryukun will have 7 brain cells by the end of it. That's generous.
That's a big prediction.
That's generous, Riddles. That's pretty generous. I think close to 5 or 6. 5 or 6. We'll allow him 5 or 6. Poor Soseki.
Naruhodo-san, look. Natsume-san, have the police finished questioning you now? Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Oh, yes?
What is he? Tell me, is he a ghost? Is he here to haunt me?
Probably more like a zombie. Let me guess, you're talking about Mr. Sholmes?
Is he in the corner somewhere? What is he?
That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
I have big faith in our lovely dum-dum. You know, that's fair, that's fair.
He actually calls himself a great detective, Mr. Natsume, not a ghost. But his diabolic deductions, they're not of this world. They've left me. Ah, cursed, I'm cursed, I tell you.
Well, that sort of hurts.
Because I'm sleeping with the guy. Credit where credit is due, Naruhodo-san. You were heavily involved in the deduction, too.
Yeah, moving on. We have some wonderful news!
He's not dead, he's a zombie!
Hooray!
Which is also kind of dead, but... The victim that we all thought was dead has come back to life again. But
now,
what? That wasn't suspicious at all!
Now, in the absolutely worst case, you could only be tried for attempted murder. That's great, isn't it, Mr. Natsume?
It's terrible!
Besides, if you stabbed him, it means that you didn't kill him, obviously.
Uh-huh. Oh. I'm stuck in this cell, suffering for some silly wrong end of the stick. Herlock Sholmes! You did it, didn't you? Confess, you're a killer. Why the mustache? Constant questions.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's selfish, shyster. Make up your mind. Are you dead or alive? If you were going to come back to life, why bother dying? Wickedly wishy-washy William!
Well, it seems likely that Mr. Shamsphere was never actually dead in the first place.
Ah, yes, that might make sense. And I'm pleased that he's alive, of course. A lively debate last night was so much fun. It'd be sad to think it was our last. Yep, they were totally debating over which Shakespeare play was the best.
Oh.
And they disagreed with each other. The one guy said it was King Lear, and the other guy said all's well that ends well, and they just could not see eye to eye. Oh. Oops.
Mr. Natsume, does this mean that you did see the victim last night? You met with Mr. Shamsphere, didn't you? I mean, obviously.
Obviously. I'm not saying another word. I demand to have a lawyer present.
Soseki-san,
Soseki-san.
I'm your lawyer? Hello? Who do you think I am? Hello? Please, Mr. Natsume, we need to hear your side of the story.
Why am I cursed like this? Sigh.
What happened? Can you tell us exactly what happened last night then, Mr. Natsume?
There's nothing to tell. But, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, I'm eternally grateful to you for helping me with that accursed case yesterday.
The case that saw poor Miss Green hospitalized after she ended up with a knife in her back.
It's hard to believe that was only yesterday, because it feels like I've gone forward in the future, dressed in drag and defended my girlfriend, yet somehow I'm back here.
Oh.
Also, my father wasn't sick. After the trial was over, I trudged my weary way back to my lowly lodgings. And that evening, at 9:30 it must have been, I visited Mr. Shamsphere for, I'm not going to tell you why exactly.
So did you go to the victim's room then?
As we feared. I didn't do anything wrong! I'd never been to his room before. It was my first time! I don't get me on those buggery laws.
Then what made you decide to go? His handsome demeanor?
I bumped into him when I arrived back at the house. We got chatting and it developed into a discussion. We had to go out, so I bade him farewell.
That ties in with what Mr. Garrideb said, that the victim went out and came back after 8.
We met again later that evening at around 9 or just after when I took him some nice tea I'd brewed as a gift, and
Aww.
then he propositioned me.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
really
saying
sweet.
I said yes.
So it was you who brought the tea that had clearly been drunk on the scene then?
And I suppose you were discussing the works of Shakespeare, were you? Did they really get into a debate about which one was like... I'm just saying. That's right, that's exactly right. Romeo and Juliet. Who was the stronger? It was a delightful debate! Oh my god, they're actually debating on who was stronger, Romeo versus Juliet. That's fucking cool. I like that a lot. Yeah, so let's see. Juliet all the way. I mean, come on.
She took that poison to make herself sleep, and then and then Romeo took a poison to kill himself after she was died because she was such a bitch about it. And then he died right away, and then she had to stab herself because there wasn't enough poison in his bottle. So, I think Juliet was stronger. Yeah. She would definitely win in a fight.
I'm sure. Such a stimulating subject, Shakespeare! We don't need to hear about your stimulations.
And the debate became very heated, so you slipped poison into Mr. Shamspeare's tea. Rionosuke!
But I'm your lawyer. You can tell me everything.
It's okay. You could.
I really need to know if this was actually attempted murder. No, never, not at all. Team Juliet won! Yay! You rooted for the right side. And
good boy.
Then when I left his room, the flamboyant fellow was fighting fit. I swear it categorically. What the fuck? He had rabies.
No. No, then he'd definitely be dead.
Yep, he'd be very dead.
We actually talked about this the other
He
night.
would not have
it's
come
like
back to
I
life.
legitimately have a deep-seated fear of rabies.
Which is a legitimate thing to have a deep-seated fear of.
It's like one of the it's like basically one of the only diseases on Earth that have a 100% mortality rate.
You know what? I have a very deep fear of and hatred of accidental death. So I just realized that this series of games is triggering me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of accidental shit that happens here. Because accidental death...
Hey, Noodle, you're back.
Hello, Noodles. Accidental death is the worst.
That's true.
Because there's no reason. There's no reason.
Yeah, senseless death really is upsetting to me. Like something that it's like you really couldn't have prevented it.
Like someone falls off a ladder, or like you look away from something for a moment. You know?
Yeah, like those stories about like a parent looked away from their child, like turned their back on their child for like 5 minutes and they fell in a well.
Yeah, God.
And you're just like,
yeah, like, oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, the rabies is one of those things where it's like, it's even worse because it's like you get bit by one animal that had rabies.
One animal,
and
you know
immediately, as soon as you know you have rabies, that's your rent on life has expired.
Yes, there's nothing you can do.
And you're about to be evicted, and you just have to wait for it.
Can't extend that lease.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's. No. Please don't accidentally die.
Yeah,
please
we're gonna not go down that role. I had actually one of my very close friends, one of my close internet friends died very suddenly by accident, and it is actually kind of triggering for me. So we're gonna keep going. Mr. Natsume, you often say that say the same thing about yourself. I've noticed. That you have a cursed existence.
I'm sure I've mentioned this to you before, but I've been here in Great Britain for a year now, and in that time I've learned that it's no place for me. It can be very trying to live in a foreign land and adapt to the ways of another culture.
I appreciate you guys. It was a very long time ago, so I've had a lot of time to, adjust. But it does make me very like paranoid when like somebody like I haven't seen someone online for like several months, or like a couple weeks, and like normally they were always online. It does actually like upset me when that happens, because it's like that's how I found out that my friend had died, is that they used to be online literally every day, and then one day they were not online. And then they were not online for 2 weeks after that, and we're like, something terrible has happened. And it's like, there's perfectly valid explanations why someone would not be online. But, like, we were, like, all reaching out to each other, like, has anyone heard from her? Has anyone heard from her? And then, like, finally somebody found out what happened, and it was very devastating. Thank you, T-Chef. The effects are still felt, but the mourning is still the mourning's over, but the effects are still felt.
There are foreigners everywhere I look, and they all stare at me. They all laugh.
Soseki-san, please get help.
That's the impression I get whenever I go out. It makes me scared to leave my room.
You need medical treatment.
Stay within the carbon monoxide, which is why I've become a recluse. But even in my room, I find no respite from my fears.
I believe that you are making it worse.
I've moved more times than I can remember, and then 1 week ago I moved into Briar Road, and then I became paranoid and delusional.
But why? I mean, why did you choose that place? It doesn't seem very comfortable. Yeah, we're moving on. Don't worry, dude.
Because the rent is cheap. I have so little money. It spoke to me. Been there. The rent.
True, though.
Obviously, there's a reason why it's cheap. Because the room is cursed!
Cursed. Cursed how?
The previous occupant, the man who lived there before, I took the room. He died, didn't he? He died there.
Yeah!
He died there from the
carbon monoxide poisoning. Please,
dude.
my dude.
Oh no. He was only a young man, but one morning he was found dead, and no one could explain why.
Carbon monoxide, hello!
No one ever could explain why, the obvious reason why he died.
Surely no one would want to live in a room with a history like that.
I'm sure the landlord didn't disclose it. I didn't. When the letting agent recommended the place, I wavered. But I want books, and books cost money. A horrible history is a small price to pay. When I realized it would mean I could buy more books, I signed the lease like lightning.
Brave or blinkered?
But after I moved in, I soon came to realize what I'd done. I realized how horrible that room's history really was. Gosh, was it really so awful?
This poor guy. This poor guy. I hope they like talk to Iris about this and she's like, that sounds like carbon monoxide poisoning.
God damn. I just calculated that, like, how did I pay rent when I was making minimum wage in Philadelphia? How did I do that? Because I think that I probably only actually made like $700 a month. What the fuck?
Sweetie.
Hi. Anyway, how did the room's horrible history affect you? Natsume-san, what happened? At first, it was just a feeling. It keeps reeling. The feeling of beady eyes pouring into my back, watching me. Do you think that might have been your mind playing tricks on you? Rinosuke. My mind doesn't know any tricks. It was someone else. It's been one long nightmare ever since I was given the keys to the place.
A nightmare? You've been having bad dreams, you mean?
All the souls who died in that room, they lean over me in my sleep and try to strangle me. Boy, dude.
That really is horrible.
Now I come to think of it, it happened again last night too. Very same night that Mr. Shamspeare was writhing in agony from the poison in his body. I was on the verge of being suffocated silently by those miserable spirits in my robe.
This poor man is being murdered. God, he's being killed slowly by carbon monoxide.
We've known this for so long.
Oh my god. Like since the first case he was involved in, we were like, oh, this poor guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Susato's got the idea.
Must move out of that room as soon as possible.
Also seek medical treatment.
Yes, you're right. I know it, and that's why. I'm already searching for the next room in the history to call home. I think perhaps you should try to avoid a combination with any kind of history at all.
Maybe you should find one with a window.
New construction.
Ventilation, please.
Well, floor to ceiling windows.
Yeah.
Open concept. Otherwise, I'm scared that you yourself may become history.
Oh, Susato-san knows how to make a man listen.
Oh, she sure does.
Smart girl, smart girl.
Okay, so seriously, I think that I made like $900 a month after taxes, and my rent was $500. Like, one way that I did this was because I was near the Italian market, where you could get like a 2 weeks worth of fruit and vegetables for like $10.
I lived, there was a Italian like produce for some reason, like at Italian stores are like super fucking cheap. There was a grocery store near me called, God, what was it called? Caputo's. When I lived in Illinois, there was a grocery store called Caputo's, and they always had super cheap produce, and unsurprisingly, mega cheap pasta.
Oh yeah.
And pasta can fill the belly.
That's how I did it. Lots of pasta.
Why does Twitch have this emote? Oh, the toilet paper, because it was a 2020 commemoration, remember?
Yeah.
The gift of toilet paper.
Survived the great toilet paper shortage of 2020. We were smart. We bought a fuck ton of toilet paper in February.
Yeah, but like not even like an unreasonable fuck ton, just like two like large packs of it.
And we were golden.
And we
made it. We never ran out.
Yeah, like we made it through like the toilet paper shortage until we had to get more toilet paper.
We did.
So and also I remember we bought those two big things, but we also had like 2 or 3 other like smaller things just around.
This is why I want to get like 4 packs of toilet paper when we go back to grocery store.
Because we saw the pandemic coming like
Yes.
faster than most other people.
We were on top of it.
We were like, okay, they're talking about this pandemic in China, and like, I think it's only a matter of time before it gets here. You know?
Yep, we knew it.
But then what I remember is like people online like dunking on people who were hoarding toilet paper.
Totally.
And it's like, I don't even think we qualified as hoarding it, but it's
No.
like we were prepared with toilet paper.
We were.
And then like half the people on my Facebook feed that had dunked on people who hoarded toilet paper, like the very next month they're like, oh shit, I'm out of toilet paper and there's none at the stores. And it's like, hey, why do you think people hoarded toilet paper? Why do you think they did that? Hey, you fucking idiot. Like, of course they did. We usually get our toilet paper at Costco and that lasts us months. Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
basically.
Costco. Costco just raised their minimum wage to $17 an hour.
My sister has been actually posting pictures of herself. Apparently Costco has a new, oh my gosh, I just saw what you posted in the food court, Eva. It looks so delicious. Look at that.
Nom nom nom.
Apparently Costco is selling like pullover sweaters with the Kirkland signature logo on it, which is the Costco generic brand. And my sister's like this is more exclusive than Yeezys because like, you know, how many people in their 20s do you know that actually have a Costco membership?
Wow.
Apparently it's embroidered too. Yeah, I kind of want it.
Of course.
That Kirkland signature. Oh my gosh.
I just want to not see his face anymore. Just like this.
I still have some from the start, but I mostly quit. Quit toilet paper. I'm assuming you have a bidet. Also, hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you for chatting.
You love your veggies. I mean, I wish I can't eat carrots, but yes, everything else looks delicious. Also, I'm not a huge fan of cucumbers, but I mean, okay. I'm a little bit of a snob about vegetables. I'm sorry.
My Lord of the Banner is worried about the curse on my room as well.
Yeah, he's probably played the game that we were decided to play.
Suddenly I want to go to Costco and buy a lot of toilet paper.
Yeah. I thought about getting a bidet, but then bidets actually kind of got short of stock too
there was
because
a bidet shortage.
Yeah.
I
got something like a WD.
My friend Becky actually got a Japanese toilet.
Oh really? That's funny.
Those toilets are the bomb.
Yeah, my dad hopped on the bidet train, but like there literally ended up being a bidet shortage right after the toilet paper shortage because people were like, I have to invest in a bidet because there's no more toilet paper.
I'm seriously just imagining Natsume-san getting stuck next to a cell of people going on about this.
Toilet paper, yeah.
Get me out of here!
Right. But you also have the thing where it's impossible to swallow carrots because of the consistency. So it's not the consistency, it's actually the taste, which is weird because everyone tells me that carrots don't have that much of a taste. Like, it's usually that people will say that carrots are like pretty mild when it comes to taste. But for me, if I taste even a little bit, like...
Yeah, I don't know. I think carrots actually
really
have
awful.
the kind of taste that, like, if you have carrots in something, it's gonna taste like carrots.
But the thing is, like, that's not always
But that
the
doesn't
case
actually bother you.
for me. Like,
God.
it's actually just biting into a carrot specifically. I don't know what it is. It's I don't know. It's weird.
I would like to get out of prison.
Yeah.
He knows that if people keep dying there, he'll never be able to rent it out again.
Thank you so much for the follow, Christoph.
Yay! Oh, thank you.
Yay. Well, that's true. I, for one, wouldn't go near the place. Yeah, probably because we know what's happened in it.
Ah, perhaps. That may explain why the landlord pays so much attention to the gas lamps in his tenants' movements.
You mean because he's worried about their well-being? He does seem to have an unusually keen interest in the amount of gas in the pipes. No, that's totally fine. To me, it has a sweeter taste. I usually don't eat carrots, but I'm trying to eat more to help with my eyes. Did you know, actually, that's a big fat lie.
What?
That the carrots thing is a big lie because, I remember this as a fun fact, and again, I read this on the internet, so take it with a grain of salt. But you know, maybe look it up. So what I heard was that the British military actually spread that as propaganda.
What?
Because they started using radar technology during one of their wars.
What?
And like they spread that as propaganda to say like, oh, it's just we eat so many carrots, our eyes are better. So just to hide the fact that they were using new technology that was helping with their aim.
You sound like an Ace Attorney case right now.
So that's actually not true. Carrots do not help with your eyes.
God.
It was actually just British propaganda.
The defense wants to present this carrot. What do you mean? He pays so much attention to the gas lamps. Oh, you're about to find out you're getting creeped on, my dude. Oh dear, no, it's nothing to do with you, Natsume-san. Please forget I said anything. Oh, now you're talking about me behind my back as well.
Don't feel dumb, Siva. No one is immune to propaganda. And it's like, it's usually like people's parents tell them that because that's what they heard, and it's like, it's not anyone's fault.
The entire food pyramid is propaganda, so.
Yeah, the entire food pyramid was propaganda. It doesn't actually mean anything. BMI is a sham.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
Yeah, it's really all bullshit. And it like the whole milk makes your bones grow stronger is kind of bullshit as well. It was a propaganda by Big Dairy. Like everything's propaganda. Don't worry about it. Everyone falls for it.
What's up? No, that's Nunosuke.
What's important is that Mr. Shamspear isn't in fact dead at all. Once he's come around and able to tell us what happened, we'll be able to get you released. Unless he just says something unfavorable, in which case we won't.
But please, I do hope you're right about the part in which I get released. And he said something. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Excuse me. Yep, I thought so.
Yep.
He's the only person I thought would be here other than perhaps
Sholmes.
Mr. Sholmes. Inspector Gregson! I couldn't help overhearing what you just said on that note. BMI is bullcrap, yes. It's fucking... I have been morbidly obese my entire life if that's the case, and
she's not.
I'm not. I'm just tall.
She's tall.
And I'm curvy.
Yeah, she's tall and curvy, and she.
And I mean that in a not like I'm not fat. I'm just curvy. Like I literally just have like I have unusually wide like hips
and everything.
Hips and shoulders for like, but my waist is very small.
Yeah. Yes.
So like
I can verify.
Yes. So I am very like I literally have a lot of curves. Anyway. I have some good news and bad news.
Oh.
Which do you want first?
Always, every time. The bad news comes first! Where's Iris to say something about that? When hope is all you have, hold on to it. That's my guiding principle. So give me the bad news!
Ugh. Yeah, a lot of friends got eating disorders from it. That's real bad. Fortunately, I never like really fell into like feeling bad about my body, which is such
a rare miracle.
It's so fortunate because my mom did. And I think my dad tried to like push me a little bit into like you should be more ashamed about your body kind of thing. Not like more ashamed about it, but like you should be more concerned. But I was just like, why? If I'm perfectly healthy, like if I'm actually physically healthy, there's really no reason for me to be that concerned. Like, do I want to fit into smaller clothes? Sure. And so I'll work on that. But like, if it's not actually like detrimental to me, what's the point? Like, why? Who cares? Anyway, right. Well, in that case, the good news it is.
Huh.
Wow, what the fuck, Gregson? Sorry, but it's just a lot easier to explain everything that way.
So that wasn't a real question then.
Okay, cool.
Then why did you ask me my preference?
As you might have heard, the victim, Mr. Shamspear, was just unconscious. He's come round now. Yes, we saw it happen, all in its terrifying glory. I mean, it was the doctor who said my asthma is so bad because of the way... Your doctor's a quack. Slap your doctor. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, fuck doctors. If you ever have a doctor that says that that whatever you're experiencing is primarily because of your weight, fuck that doctor and find a new one. Straight up. Every time. Because that doctor, like, needs to... needs to fucking figure their shit out. Anyway. He's still being treated by doctors, but we've managed to get a written statement from him already.
Oh, isn't that wonderful, Natsume-san? Oh, thank goodness. It's all over then. I can leave this somber cell. No.
No, sorry, no. That's not on the cards.
God damn it. What? Why ever not, Inspector?
What? No. Fuck that person. No, that's so stupid.
She's underweight?
No, that's so
what?
stupid. No. My cramps are super bad. But, like, that's usually just because that you, like, I have ovarian cysts.
Mm.
That's why my cramps are bad.
Mm.
Meow.
Meow.
Doctors can be so fucking dumb. Especially to women, unfortunately. Mr. Shakespeare has implicated someone as being responsible for what happened last night. Implicated someone.
Oh dear, he's pressing charges. You don't mean...
I'm sorry to say I do, yes. He's pointed the finger at you, Mr. Natsume.
Oh my god. Ah! Are we actually gonna have a case where the guy, like, we've never had a case where the person who is dead accused the person and is there to accuse them.
I'm gonna call it in the first 5 minutes again. Mr. Shakespeare was trying to kill Soseki-san and then failed because accidentally drank from his own poison.
Drank from his own poison thing.
And then now that he's awake, he's like, oh shit, I could get him put away for attempted murder, and then is pointing the finger at him now.
But then the question is going to be why? Why did he go after Natsume-san? Why did he need to poison this guy? What did Natsume-san know about him?
By sweet poison did he seek to end my life.
He's quite a well-read man, isn't he?
That wickedest caitiff, Soseki Natsume.
Oh, never mind. He was just quoting the guy.
Oh, yeah. No! I'm afraid you'll be appearing in court as planned. You'll be wanting to make the necessary preparations.
God. Good lord.
It's okay, we'll take care of your cat.
Waga hi.
And so, once again, Soseki-san found himself having to be on the dock, having to take the dock at the Old Bailey. Whether his room was haunted or whether he was just terribly unlucky. I knew I had no choice.
But to defend him again.
The following day, I would represent him in court and do my utmost to break the curse that blighted him.
Oh boy.
To be continued? To be continued. I've got to pee.
I was going to go pee, but we can continue? Or...
Well, we're gonna do a little pee break.
And a little break for that, but we'll BRB?
We'll BRB. So we're gonna BRB, do a pee break, get some water, get a stretch. Everybody do that. Get your water, get your stretch. Do some squats.
Do some online shopping.
You know, do some what are they called? I don't know, fucking Zumba or some shit. Like, just, you know, fucking get around, get moving.
I'm gonna read this paper about Shakespeare in modern Japan.
And yeah, read papers about that. It's about the victim. No, that's funny. And probably we're going to appear in court tomorrow, and maybe Nude will finally meet Lord Van Zeek. So yeah, we'll be right back.
Lord
It'll
Van
be
Zeeks.
about five-ish minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run an ad too, so sorry if you're not subscribed. Ah, welcome back. We are back. I hope you all got big stretchies. Wow. All right, 1 second. All right, sorry about that. Let's keep going.
Keep going. Oh boy. Yes, back in courts.
Very nice.
I much prefer courts too.
Yes. If Van Zeek's in here, I'm gonna riot.
There's no Van Zeeks. Like, what the fuck? Unless it's this Aishin, because we need to know who Aishin is.
We do.
We really do. We need to know why he and Van Zeeks had a falling out after they.
Oh god, jury. You're right. You're right. The jury.
Frickin' jury. We're gonna find out what weird is in the jury. Okay. It can't be the Russian guy. Like, it can't be like totally the same people who were on that last case.
No.
Because it's gotta be a different weird cast of characters.
For sure. I mean, well, it doesn't have to be different. It just has to be slightly randomized, I guess. The Old Bailey. This place always makes me feel strange.
Am I still picking up okay? Even though I'm further down here?
Like you're a little quiet, but you're okay. I'm starting to get chills down my spine and break out in a nervous sweat all at the same time. Well, I didn't think I'd be back here so soon.
That's my line! Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Natsume-san.
Ohayou gozaimasu! It was only 2 days that I was declared not guilty here.
Yeah, we somehow managed to prove he didn't stab Miss Green in the back.
Muzai to iwareta no ni. Now this. Even though they said I was not guilty. Another morning, another murder, and here I am again in this hellhole. Can't keep coming to court.
I'm beginning to think he's right. It really does seem as though he's cursed.
Oh my god, I just realized. Maggie. He's the parallel Maggie character.
He kind of is the parallel Maggie character.
Naruhodo-san, I'm afraid I have bad news. Oh! Bad news is Sholmes is here now.
Yeah.
Natsume-san, ohayou gozaimasu. Ohayou. So, here we are again. Ha 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 ha. Hi. Here we are again. So desu. Judicial system, Miss Mikotoba Esquires. What's the bad news?
Maggie,
oh,
yeah, Maggie's in the original trilogy.
Yeah. She's very unlucky.
Mm-hmm.
You heard, didn't you? If you come in shouting at the top of your voice, people can't help hearing what they're saying. Oh, I am sorry. Moshiwake gozaimasen
You've
deshita.
done nothing wrong, Mr. Sato. Now what is it?
Is it gonna be that there's a new prosecutor? Cause, well, it seems that the prosecution in today's trial, it's gonna be fucking Aishin. If it's not Aishin, then what is this game even
it's gotta
about?
be Lord Van Zeeks because she'd be like, it's bad news.
Oh, because she'd be like, it's the Reaper again?
It's the Reaper again.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, alright.
It's the Reaper.
Okay.
Wah!
Wah! It's like, I'm just like, how is that bad news? This is just typical news.
Van Zeeks.
What do you expect? Ugh. No. I mean, there's literally no other prosecutor in the entirety of London.
There's our Van Zeeks. That's the
Oh,
boy.
yeah, the Reaper of the Bailey.
The so-called Reaper of the Bailey, the most legendary prosecutor in the land.
And he throws chalices like no one else's business.
Noodle, are you here? Can you see our Edgeworth?
Yeah!
Look at that gay point.
Yes! Ugh. Yes.
In the trial 2 days ago, he pursued Soseki-san and I relentlessly.
Mostly me.
Of course, by the skin of our teeth. We managed to pull through, but still, this is not an as attractive picture.
No. Perhaps Natsume-san's acquittal in the last trial wasn't the end of the matter, after all.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Legend of the Reaper that says... Nothing can save a person in the dock when Lord Van Zieks is a prosecutor.
Let's just remind Natsume-san of that right in front of him. Let's just do that.
Right.
Pleasant. Oh no! That even if that person is found not guilty, the accused will meet a mysterious end one way or another.
And we've experienced it firsthand. A man we successfully defended met a most terrifying end after his acquittal right here in the Old Bailey. I need to learn how to draw so I can make all the emotes I want to make.
Yeah.
Honestly, though.
Do I have to put up with those ice-cold eyes boring into my soul again?
I don't think he's actually related to Edgeworth, but he definitely has the look. And,
He's spiritually related.
He has the look and he has the homosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
The game music is a bit grainy on your end. All right. No. Let me do my do-si-do thing. Hold on. All right. Did that help? Cursed by evil spirits and now by the Reaper. That's you.
Wah! Pair of petrifying perils, potentially.
Cool.
Well, if it's potentially, at least you appear to have hope, Natsume-san. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Ah, yes? Oh, wow, thanks, Fox. Fuck off. Hold on. How do I ban you? Ban, there you go. Have fun in the fucking Shadow Realm, my dude.
I'm innocent! You have to believe me!
I imagine that person was probably hacked.
You more than anyone now.
Don't worry. I'll be your steadfast ally every step of the way. Even in this battle, I promise. And this promises to be a hard battle, I fear.
At least we have some fucking evidence. Well, God, we're gonna have to cross Garudab. The trial is scheduled to begin shortly. We should move into the courtroom.
Let's go!
God, what else are we gonna have to deal with? Oh yes, I forgot to say.
It's okay, I have ban repeals on, so if they ever actually want to come back into my stream and they're not a fucking bot, they can definitely say, they can definitely, come back.
I'm afraid he won't be able to make it. Mr. Sholmes, I mean.
That's probably for the best.
Yes. Oh!
Jury bingo. Let's see.
Oh,
probably, maid lady.
Oh, the blonde guy again. The original blonde guy. The guy who was next to Fairplay.
Butt rub guy?
Butt rub.
And possibly the
Miss Green could be on the jury.
the stereoscope guy?
Wait, Miss Green should not be on the jury, but she could be on
Miss Green could be on the jury. Yep, so that could be a thing.
Could be the stereoscope guy. Let's see. Hopefully it's not the frickin' maid again. She's a classist asshole.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
If we were here, I might be tempted to rely on his help. Really?
um,
Why? And that could be seen as a weakness. If Lord Van Zieks were to notice, he'd prey on it mercilessly.
prey on you mercilessly.
Alright, I'd rather him only prey on me mercilessly. Hope not the old man doctor again. Oh, yeah, that guy!
That could be, he could be in there. Uh-huh.
Yeah. At least that's my gut feeling.
Naruhodo-san. Hopefully not anyone from literally Natsume-san's trial, because if you had them do 2 trials in a row, you're right. Yes, you're so right.
I thought you were gonna say Garudab. I'm like, that would be a fucking stupid... That would be a stupid jury member.
Well said, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Well said.
I swear on this sword at my side,
Oh!
and on the spirit of Kazuma that it harbors.
Oh.
I'll show him what a Japanese lawyer can do. I'll set you free with honor.
That's my love.
Alright.
Yes. Aww. They didn't even have to have a dramatic flashback.
No, they didn't.
They didn't. They're just like, everyone knows Cosmo.
Alright, Lord Van Zeeks.
Here we go, back to the Old Bailey. Okay, who we got here? Some fancy lady. Oh my god, fair play's on the jury again.
Oh wait, who was that lady? I've seen that lady before. Was she on a different jury?
I don't...
I think she was on a different one. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
The prosecution is ready. I've
Very
equipped
nice.
my bar.
Great noodle. The defense is ready, my lord.
Readiness for the trial, my learned friend, is not what the defense needs. What the defense needs is a good trip to my castle.
Right, what the defense needs is this wine. Hello, I have poured you a glass if you'd like some.
What the defense needs is my great deduction.
What your defense needs is to not be Japanese. Ha ha ha, I'm a racist still.
What you need is readiness for your inevitable defeat. You say as if you've ever defeated him.
Right?
Like, you've never actually defeated him. Oh.
Oh, he's like...
Oh, he's a strong boy now.
Yeah, he's like, I can't show weakness in front of the Lord Van Zeeks, so I shall not. It's not just just in my imagination, it's really there.
Uh-huh.
Lord Van Zeeks has such an animosity towards us Japanese for some reason.
It was some time ago now that he first became known as the Reaper of the Bailey, I believe. These past few years, he hasn't appeared in court at all.
Yet now he's back in the courtroom, though for some reason, only when I'm defending. This Reaper, with his curious disdain for us Japanese, is a prosecutor shrouded in mystery.
Okay, the next case had better be about him and Aishin. Come on. It's gotta be.
You're absolutely just assuming that it's him and Aishim.
I am begging for there to be some sense to this.
Still, this isn't the first time to be. This isn't the first. God damn it! Reading! Still, this isn't the time to be pondering that. I have to concentrate on Soseki-san's trial. God, reading. I know words. I speak English. This is my first language. Furthermore, I now call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Oh, God.
You have been chosen at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to fulfill your duty? God, it's fair play again?
I'm fucking serious with this.
Absolutely, I have a feeling this Larkin wasn't innocent before. And then this is the fucking...
I must say that I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat refuses to sit right.
I'm pretty sure that this is the exact same jury.
Oh, God.
I think this is you.
Oh, I'd rather, remember this guy.
Well, I rather like how you're wearing your hat. I think the ruthless look is very fetching, actually.
I need to be somewhere at 10 o'clock. I have a very important meeting. Let's make this quick.
I was literally about to say it's gonna be the laborer guy,
God,
but he was
what?
literally...
No! This is like the exact same jury, like
ridiculous.
-1.
Ugh.
I couldn't agree more. I need to take 5 bob tonight or the missus will go through the roof.
Need to take 5 bobbies tonight? Oh, may the Lord show us all the light here and lead his flock to a righteous verdict. When did you get Jesus?
Yeah, the fucking old man found Jesus at some point.
The British jury system is so very different to our own, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same exact jury,
Yeah.
except Gyarados' wife is some fucking rich lady.
Fucking seriously with this?
It's quite extraordinary to think that the power of judgment is in the hands
Of 6 members of the public.
and that the judge can only pass sentence when all jurors are in agreement about the defendant's guilt.
Something seems very questionable about These 6 members of the public.
6 citizens of London chosen at random,
Very
or at
random.
least that's the idea, except for this is the exact same jury that we had on his last trial, except...
Couldn't be less random. The prosecution would draw attention to the fact that the accused was on trial here but 2 days ago.
This is fucking ridiculous.
Accordingly, where possible, the same jurors have been asked to return for... Why?
Oh,
What?
okay.
Wait,
So
why?
this is your doing, Van Zeeks.
What the fuck, Van Zeeks?
Then why did the fucking judge say at random then?
Why? Why did this? Why? I don't understand the rhyme or reason about this at all.
I don't understand it
The
either.
jurors who were... Why? What the fuck?
Very well, let's commence this trial.
There's no rhyme or reason to that. I don't agree.
Lord Van Zeeks, your opening statement, please.
Ladies and gentlemen of the exact same fucking jury, it is not the intent of the prosecution to cast doubt over your past decision.
However, it is the intent of the prosecution to bring back a jury who may be somewhat biased against the accused because the accused was, they know that the accused was involved in another crime.
Yes, indeed.
And, you know.
However, the innocent verdict offered to this eccentric man before has had dire consequences. Did the accused repent for his wrongdoing in that affair? Far from it. Instead, used his freedom to perpetrate a most blood-curdling crime. He's just racist, man. Namely that of the attempted murder of his neighboring...
Oh, sorry. I thought he said something else and he didn't.
lodger, an innocent Englishman. I'm just saying that, like, he's going after this guy because he's Japanese.
Straight up, though.
That's what's going on. To explain the circumstances of the crime, the prosecution called his first witnesses to the stand. It's going to be Gregson and...
Oh, off with the cloak
Off with the
already.
cloak.
Hell yeah.
the detective responsible investigating the scene, and the accused himself for some reason.
Just because.
Just because I feel like it.
Because fuck it.
I want to watch him squirm. Witnesses, your names and occupations, please.
Yes, sir. My name is Tobias Gregson, and my occupation is fucking up Queen's Voice. Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division.
Soseki Natsume from the Empire of Japan. My government ordered me to come here as a student to study your language and culture. And look what I got for it.
Mr. Natsume.
Yes, my lord, sir.
I'm quite sure that I'm not mistaken. And you swore an oath never to set foot in my courtroom again.
Wasn't my plan, sir.
I remembered as if you were yesterday. Now I must shoot you. Just gets a shotgun out from the from under the
Might be
desk.
preferable to going through another trial here.
Right.
The day before, in fact, my lord, but close enough.
I mean, to be fair, he now has plot armor because we know that he goes free and goes back to Japan.
So, believe me, this is the last place I want to be. Inspector, let's hear from you first. Explain the case for the court.
Right, you are, sir. The incident occurred at the Garrideb household, where the defendant has lodgings. In the ground floor room of the victim, Mr. William Shamspeare. The defendant has already admitted to visiting the victim on the night in question. Mr. Shamspeare collapsed in his room as a result of poisoning by
strychnine.
Strychnine.
Okay.
Let's
We're googling.
Googling. What is
We're
strychnine?
Googling.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure that they'll tell us.
Okay, strychnine. It comes from a tree. It's a highly toxic, colorless, bitter, crystalline alkaloid. It's an alkaloid used as a pesticide, particularly for killing small vertebrates such as birds and rodents.
Okay.
It can be taken by mouth, inhaled, or mixed into a solution and given in an IV. It comes from a plant that is found in southern Asia and Australia. Interesting. And it prevents the proper operation of the chemical that controls nerve signals to the muscles. The chemical controlling nerve signals works like the body's off switch for muscles. When this off switch does not work correctly, muscles throughout the body have severe, painful spasms. Eventually the muscles tire. Then things get dark from there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
So, my guess is it could also be accidental because he could be using it for pest control in his apartment.
It got into the pipes.
Or in his soap. This means I presume that the door to the victim's room was locked at the time of the incident.
As it always is, my lord. Locked from the inside, making entry to or exit from the room impossible. I'm also just saying.
What do you mean exit from? You could just unlock it from the inside.
Yeah.
Hello?
Cosmo is in a locked room, and poison is the theme of this game, so... Cling.
Although the victim, Mr. Shamspear, lives to tell the tale. He very nearly didn't. The man was halfway to heaven when we first found him.
Hi, kitty! Yay! Welcome.
I was the first officer on the scene, my lord. And I have the photographic print here that I took at the time to show how it looked.
There we go. Well, we've seen that before.
Yes, a chilling scene indeed. The man looks very much deceased. That's right, everyone present believed that's exactly what he was.
Also, believing that someone was dead when they were not.
Yeah, they were their muscles were simply just
weak muscles.
Weak muscles that
appeared to be dead.
Yeah.
Then suddenly popped up later.
Also, Romeo and Juliet appearing to be dead. William Shakespeare.
Oh, yeah. Appeared to die from poison, but didn't. Didn't. Conspiracy theory is strong.
Very well, then I shall accept this photographic print as evidence for the court. Who are you calling Watson? Now then, Mr. Natsume.
Yes. Yes!
As the defendant, do you have anything to say at this juncture?
Get me out of here!
I seriously wonder if anyone took his pulse. Honestly, they didn't. Like
no one
they
checked
couldn't
to see
have.
if he was really dead. They're haunted by evil spirits.
Good gracious, what's haunted?
My lodgings! There's been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings! The tenant before me died in mysterious circumstances. A woman was stabbed by no one on the street outside. My neighbor was poisoned. And me! What about me? I've nearly been killed countless times.
Killed, Mr. Natsume, how?
Even on that fateful night it happened, when I returned from Mr. Shamspear's room. I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed, but before long...
Fucking carbon monoxide poisoning!
Dude,
My dude, you need medical attention!
Dude, see a doctor!
I'd like to call a pause to this trial so we can get him medical attention.
Liz, take this man away. Before long... the stove went out and somebody tried to kill me! Oh my god, dude.
You must always extinguish all fires before retiring for the night, Mr. Natsume.
But it's so cold, my runny nose would freeze. Yeah, he just sleeps with the gas on.
Yeah.
Point is, I didn't poison my neighbor. He sleeps with the gas on and then he gets paranoid delusions that they're evil spirits coming to kill him. Why am I being accused of this? Why is my existence so cursed? It's because
carbon monoxide poisoning.
Poisoned by the gas.
Thank you, witness. I believe I have a reasonably clear picture of events.
If I could raise one more point, my lord, one more conclusive point. Brother, what
conclusive?
the fuck
Go on.
Fortunately, the victim, Mr. Shamspear, has regained consciousness after his ordeal, therefore I'll be putting him on the stand. He's named the true culprit.
You knew about this, Rinosuke.
The poison consumed by the victim was administered in a cup of tea that he drank on the night in question. Tea, my lord, that was brought to the victim's room by the accused.
The accused? Good grief.
We already figured this out.
Order. That's our judge.
Yep, that's the one we missed.
Yes, that's the crux of his whole case. Yeah, now imagine if we didn't take the cups. Yeah, the police would have had the opportunity to test them.
Yeah.
If Soseki-san is innocent, then why? Why has the victim accused him? Well, Mr. Natsume, what do you have to say to this accusation?
That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shamspeare's room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it. And this is the result. Never will I touch tea again. Never!
The public pump was frozen, you say?
That's not information we've heard before. What happened to the gas pipes?
That will do, thank you. Now, according to our laws, the defense must have the opportunity to cross-examine the witness at least once.
Ugh.
Therefore, I call upon the witnesses now for a formal testimony. I presume the prosecution has no objection.
None, but I will be drinking soon.
And I will be over here being gay.
I will gaily watch.
Yes.
None whatsoever, my lord.
Good. Then you will give your account of events on the night in question to the court now.
Yes, my lord.
So we've been having casual testimonies so far, not
Just
formal?
casual testimony. Just off the cuff.
Mm-hmm.
God. They do make a nice color palette, though.
Yeah, they do.
It was around 9 o'clock that evening when I visited my neighbor and I took some tea with me as a gift. We had a heated literary debate over a nice hot drink, after which I went back to my room at around 11. Ah, my tea was completely harmless. He couldn't have locked the door behind me otherwise, could he?
Strychnine takes some time to have effect on the body. Most people don't keel over immediately after taking it. Yeah, the low-key green and like the neutral, kind of like the neutral brown.
There's so many kinds of poison in this game.
Yeah, it's a good color palette.
Everyone gets poison in this game.
The victim would have been perfectly able to lock the door after his guest left. The argument still stands. This is fucking stupid, but he obviously didn't get up from his... Whatever. Yes, I see. It all seems relatively straightforward.
Excuse me, but that testimony does raise one rather crucial point, I think.
Oh, our good Susato is being so smart!
Yeah, and he's like, there's my smart judicial assistant being smart.
I'm so glad she's here in Japan with me and will never leave for Japan. Or I'm so glad she's here in London with me and will never leave for Japan.
Yes.
I don't know why I keep thinking...
This is the one good thing about having this flashback, is at least we get to see these two together for this case, for sure.
Yeah, she gets to be Susato again.
She gets to be
Our
Susato.
smart judicial assistant, of which we would never get anywhere without her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Now I can't unsee that, like the little curve of her bangs there.
Yeah.
That showed up so nicely under her hat. That's my son. Claims his tea to have been harmless, presumably though. The teacups have been examined for traces of the poison, haven't they?
They would have been if we hadn't taken them from the scene.
Stolen the teacups, Jesus fucking Christ, you guys.
Yes, the character designers and modelers and artists definitely did an incredible job in this game. Honestly, like all of the 3D models in this game are just mwah, mwah. Why didn't I think of that?
You can.
Because you have 2 brain cells. It's okay. We forgive you. Well, as it happens, no. Some asshole took them from the scene. We haven't been able to. Did I hear you correctly, Inspector? Scotland Yard has failed to examine the suspect, the substance. How could you have overlooked something so important? Isn't it the first thing you should have done?
Oh my god, you can,
No, some asshole lawyer took the fucking teacups from the scene before we had a chance to. Inosuke only had a single try without a Mikotoba in the room. You are correct. You are very correct.
My learned friend is falsely incensed.
Not particularly, because Kazuma is not a Mikotoba, and Mikotoba was not really in the room. He was involved, but he wasn't in the room. Anyway.
I said this.
Could you say it again?
My learned friend is falsely incensed.
Thank you. Exclamation mark.
The inspector said Scotland Yard was unable to examine the tea. Not that it was overlooked. Why? Pray
Since I was in
tell.
the room for a few minutes. I mean, okay, that's fair.
True.
Unable? Why? Simple enough. There was none left. Not a drop.
Oh, it's just because there wasn't any.
Oh wow, you
thing
can't
to-
examine the fucking like the sides of the
You can't
teacup,
do
like
nothing
that
about
there
it.
was any traces or anything. Someone must have been very, very thirsty indeed. Wink.
With current scientific techniques, it's not possible to test for poison under such circumstances. Such as if someone was in a locked room in a Russian steamship. I'm just saying.
We only need a drop, but that one drop does actually have to exist, funnily enough.
The lack of examination notwithstanding. It appears nothing other than tea passed the victim's lips on the night in question. Pardon me, actually, good sir. There was soap. He had quite a bit of delicious soap as
Mr.
an
Sholmes, you're not
appetizer.
supposed to be here.
I'm the bailiff. Shh.
Then shut up! Exclamation mark. I see, thank you. The matter is clear. Not guilty.
Cast your eyes over the journey. Over the journey you have been on, my learned
Just
friend.
a small town girl!
Living in a land.
Yeah. What?
You can see it in their faces, I'm sure. The recognition of the accused's guilt.
She just looks like she is bored.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Edos.
God, we're totally gonna see that new juror again and again.
Yeah.
There's only like 10 jurors in all of London.
God, apparently.
Your client's fate is all but sealed. I rigged the jury.
I'm
Enjoy.
I'm so glad that you decided to take this time out of the trial to taunt me.
In mere moments from now, you will lose, and your compatriot will be damned for all eternity. Take that, Japanese.
He's right. I can feel all 6 jurors looking daggers at me.
Smack that face.
But I can't let them beat me down. I won't. Only Kazuma gets to beat me.
Mm-hmm.
Counsel for the defense, proceed with your cross-examination. Hi!
He's cute. He's a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
It's around, blah, 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 blah.
Alright, let's talk about that. Were you and your neighbor good friends then?
We were bitter rivals! We weren't friends, not at all, not at all! Never, ever.
A simple no would have sufficed.
I saw it.
Then, why did you decide to pay him a visit?
Mr. Shakespeare fancies himself as having great literary knowledge. As a fellow scholar of English literature, we find much to talk about together. Come now, no.
Oh my god, racist, racist, racist.
Jesus.
I won't make you read
Benzeeks.
this. And the night in question, that was the topic of conversation as well, I presume.
It was the day of my last trial when I was acquitted. I had just arrived back at my lodgings. When I ran into Mr. Shakespeare outside in the street, that was at around 6 o'clock. We exchanged 1 or 2 pleasantries, but it soon turned into a heated discussion. He was on his way out at the time, though. So I promised to visit his room that evening at 9 to continue our debate, but did I have ill intentions? No, we were just going to nerd out. It was Romeo versus Juliet. Fight. Who will win? A simple no would have sufficed, I feel. Then tell the court what did happen when you visited the victim's room.
We kissed a lot.
We had a heated literary debate.
Go into detail. A literary debate about Shakespeare's work, I think you said, didn't you? Shakespeare? Ah, a very worthy topic of conversation, I must say.
Yes, my lord.
Soseki-san?
Romeo and Juliet. Who was stronger? It was a profound... Okay, alright, so these two were having this debate in bed. It was Romeo.
Romeo
Well, I'm
and
up on the
Juliet.
balcony now. Prove to me that you're stronger than me, oh Romeo. Wherefore
Right.
art thou? Who was stronger? I've got to try this.
I know I'm gonna regret asking this, but how did the debate go? Why would you ask then? You don't have to ask that question.
Don't ask, Naruto-san, and
Yeah.
you could just don't ask.
If you have a feeling you'll regret asking, don't ask.
Well,
That'd
we
be
both
great.
agreed that we would reach a conclusion more quick. Gah! I was not wrong!
Are you fucking
I
serious?
was not
Are
wrong.
you fucking serious?
Oh
They
my-
actually reenacted it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So we battled it out in a Greco-Roman style, naturally.
Naked.
Do you know what the Greeks are famous for? Yeah.
Fighting naked, exactly.
Oh my god. What the...
Oh my
How
lord.
many euphemisms do you have
Great.
for the sort of thing I do in my castle?
What?
Yeah. Mr. Shamspeare had all sorts of costumes in his room for such a contest.
So when you say a reenactment, you mean you were actually in costume.
Oh my god.
Or not in
God.
costume, we should say.
He is Romeo. I is Juliet.
No, don't make this an actual thing.
After a vigorous, wild tussle, this feels to me, it's things like the pawnbroker. Like, we keep calling things that should not be things. They really should not be things. But this is a thing. This is an actual thing. This is actually what they did. I can't.
I have a feeling that the game can hear us.
Seriously.
Yep, Infinite Fish and Chips is right next to
Oh.
it.
Wow. I, as Juliet, came out on top! A victory I'll cherish forever!
I would not actually ever peg you as a top, but like, you know what? Compared to the other guy, I
Compared to
think
the
I
other
could
guy.
see it still.
Those were details we did not actually need.
Queen Voice Killer is here, yes he is. I dare not imagine the terrible scene of carnage. That will haunt me forever.
The fact remains that it was you who prepared the tea and took it to the victim, correct?
Let's
just
change
going
the
to
subject, please.
Sidestep this. I don't want to have this in my mind's eye. I boiled the water in my room and made a pot to take with me. I'd heard that he was too poor to have tea himself, you see.
It's true, there was no sign of any tea leaves in the man's room.
I wanted to do something nice, to be friendly. That's why I hid a condom in the soap.
Oh god.
So why is everyone looking at me with such suspicion?
Good lord.
Why do you think, my dude? My tea was harmless, of course it was.
Do you have
But
any basis
my
for that statement?
raw sexual
witness?
energy as Juliet was not harmless at all.
Do you have any basis for that statement, witness?
I'll show you my basis.
No!
Hold it!
Yes, there was not a drop of tea left in the victim's room anywhere, was there? That's correct. Anyone would think the fellow never had a pot of tea before. He must have licked it dry. But it's just a pity, because one drop was all we needed to analyze it for poison. And you say that you returned home to your room at 11 o'clock, Mr. Natsumi.
Yes, definitely. By heaven and earth, I swear it.
The landlord was able to verify that, as it happens.
Thank you.
He
Please don't
confirmed-
put him on the stand.
He confirmed that the defendant went back to his room at 11 that night. And how was the landlord able to attest to this?
The gas lamps.
He, said it was the lamps, I believe. The lamps, Inspector. When the tenants return to their rooms and start using gas, the lamps in other parts of the house flicker.
Yes, Mr. Garadeb seems to pay a lot of attention to the comings and goings of his tenants.
What a fucking weirdo.
There's only one key to Mr. Shamspeare's room. I know that for certain because
And
he
it's this
lent it
one
to
that
me.
I have in my pocket
Yes.
here!
He must have locked the door himself from inside his room.
The victim has confirmed that to be the case, yes.
So I'm right. My tea was harmless, completely harmless. If you take poison, you die. Everyone knows that.
It's not that simple, I'm afraid.
Huh? What do you mean?
Hold it!
How long does it take for symptoms to appear then? According to the coroner I was speaking to at the yard, do we have an autopsy report? Oh wait, there is no autopsy because he's alive.
Right.
Can we have some other report, please?
A report?
According to the coroner I was speaking to at the yard, about 30 minutes after the poison was consumed. Then the victim suffers violent convulsions, cramping, and stiffness, eventually dies from asphyxiation.
I don't like this.
there's a 30-minute interval between when the poison is ingested and the onset of symptoms. There can be a lot of different types of poison in the world, that's for sure.
Oh dear. Death by poisoning, again. It's always so awful. 30 minutes is a long time.
Good job, Vancy.
30 minutes is actually an eternity, I'll have you know. You've all been ignoring me for 30 whole minutes.
Good job. The prosecution has established that 30 minutes is a long time. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that we know this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Certainly long enough for the victim to have locked the door behind the accused after he left.
Can't deny that. And it further degrades Soseki-san's alibi. But no more than he was not degraded any more than he was by telling that testimony in the first place.
He was already quite degraded. Ah, yes!
I have the medical report from the doctor who examined the victim here, my lord.
Just as you requested.
God. Proof he's not straight there. Straight would have said 5. What spells it out, really? The accused is the only person who could have done it. God reading. Very well, the court will add this report to the court record as evidence. Thank you.
Let's read this shit.
Let's read the fucking...
Oh yes, I see it here. Delayed onset of symptoms.
I would like to see it myself, Susato.
Got an entire poison library in her book.
Ingestion of a small quantity of strychnine. The toxic effects... could you actually could you run a pronunciation on that?
Yes, let's find out.
Because I actually really need to know how this is fucking pronounced before we continue doing this.
Right.
Toxic effects 30 minutes after ingestion. High likelihood of substance being mixed in with the tea victim was drinking, but no sample could be obtained for testing. Poisoning incident occurred around 1:30 p.m. on the 21st of February. Assessed from the victim's pocket watch that appears to have been broken when the man collapsed.
Whoa.
Are you fucking serious?
What? Really? Oh my god.
When the man collapsed after delayed onset of system, no container for the poison was found at the scene. Alright.
Huh?
31.
Are you
old
is
for
it
Ace
being
Attorney.
picked up on my headphones? Hang on to it.
Oh, how old was that Vancy? He's 32.
32.
Alright, we've got some older gentlemen. Shut the Strychnine.
Strychnine.
Also, shut the fuck up. He's only 40.
He's 46.
He's
Give me
40,
a fucking break.
What do you mean retired?
46? I don't buy that.
Retired at 46?
How old was Shamspeare?
31.
He's 32.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. 44. 33. Like, these two are only 10 years apart.
This is ridiculous.
Like 11 years apart. This is fucking ridiculous.
And how old is Herlock again?
Herlock is 34.
He's 34, and Gregson is how old?
44.
44. Damn.
Fucking...
So he would have been a kid when Gregson...
Englishmen fucking age like milk. Man.
Whose detection... I love this is like, there's not a person in the world who hasn't heard of this famous great detective whose deductions never fail to surprise.
Right.
What? An extraordinary young girl with a degree in medicine. Just
Yeah.
Anyway, delayed onset of symptoms.
Great.
Delayed onset.
The victim would have been perfectly able to lock the door after his guess. The argument still stands. Her smug face is so cute. It is. It very much is. The argument still stands, you say? This is what Mr. Natsume has been saying, hasn't it? The pair of them drank tea together that night, so if there was poison in it, the victim wouldn't have been able to lock the door after the accused left later on.
Exactly. Me and my tea are innocent. We're sweet and innocent except for the very, very...
No, let's not talk about that. I'm afraid, sir, that doesn't follow. You see, strychnine is a slow-acting poison. In other words, it takes time for symptoms to appear.
They're all just stuck in a universe where they have to sing that every time.
In other words.
Other words. And the game uses that so much, too.
It really does. So you could have left the room up to 30 minutes after the victim drank the tea. So long as you did that, Mr. Shamspeare could have locked the door after you'd gone. But the thing is, like, he came in at 9.
Yeah.
They drank tea, and then they did a dramatic reenactment of Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, so if he was being poisoned at the time, how would they have done a dramatic reenactment?
I don't fucking know.
How would you have done your cosplay?
Who the fuck knows?
But no! We drank the tea gay way.
Right.
The battle over whether Romeo or Juliet was stronger. We came after the tea. No, I didn't get it. I didn't
Be
get
faster!
it. I didn't get it.
Be faster!
I can't believe I'm asking this, but do you have any evidence to support that statement?
Well, I guess I have this used condom
Ah!
here.
In my great homeland, the Empire of Japan, we have a saying.
No.
Drink tea while it's hot.
Yeah!
Yukin's like, validated.
Sure, a proverb will satisfy the prosecution.
Will satisfy him.
I'm afraid there's no conclusive proof to support the defendant's assertion. On the contrary, there are sufficient grounds to infer his guilt in this matter.
No. I may be guilty of my...
That's another testimony, is it?
If I could voice a personal opinion, Naruhodo-san.
Let's not press them anymore. Of course, go ahead. My genius judicial assistant, please.
Here goes. I'm a minor.
Oh.
Also, Natsume-san is arguing for his innocence so adamantly and persistently, yet Inspector Gregson just brushes what he says aside. It's really quite infuriating.
I agree. So we need to find an inconsistency what the inspector is saying, I think.
I'm afraid so. As things stand, the jurors are sure to find Natsume-san guilty.
As I see it, what we need to focus on is the poison and the tea. Listen carefully to his testimony again.
Focus on the poison in the tea. Brilliant. Brilliant. Also, like, how
Is there tea on the ground over there?
the...
Over there. You see?
Oh, that thing that spilled right under the gas.
Right.
Hmm.
Maybe he didn't drink any tea.
Yeah, huh? Well, okay. Mm-hmm.
Alright, so what do we actually like?
Yeah, what do we have? What? Focus on the tea and the poison.
It's gonna be one of these two.
Mhm.
So let's start with the teacups, for some reason. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think that should be anything.
Maybe...
30 minutes after high likelihood. Okay, no.
What's
Occurring
it?
on 1:30 a.m.
1:30
But
a.m.
didn't Garudeb say he was back by 11?
What?
Didn't Garudeb say he was back by 11?
I thought it was back by 1.
Okay, maybe I misread it. See?
Oh,
He
back
said he
around
went back
11.
to
Oh,
around
right.
11.
Objection.
You right.
I was right.
You're
I
so
was
smart.
right. I remember.
Mr. Natsume, you say it was around 11 p.m. when you left to return to your room, right?
Yes.
And Inspector Gregson, can we rely on the information in the medical report unconditionally? Of course we can. There's no problem with that report, Sunshine. Actually, I think there's a very big problem.
He's got a smug look.
Because there's a chronological inconsistency between it and the defendant's testimony.
Dun dun dun.
The chrono what? What are you on about? According to this report, I used a word that even an Englishman didn't know. I'm so smart. The victim must have consumed the poison around 1:30 in the morning. And yet, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, left the victim's room at 11. Ah! Yes, that's right. That's more than 2 hours of missing time in there.
And 2 hours is a very, very long time.
It's a very, very, very long time.
We've gone longer.
Please.
Dear Kun.
Please. No ghosts right now. In other words. In other words. If there's poison in the tea that Mr. Natsume brought to the victim's room, how could the victim have fallen ill to it? 2.5 full hours after the defendant left.
But if you,
wow. Why are they...
Wow.
They legitimately have the same fucking... They have the same animation.
They do.
The defendant's argument is entirely reasonable. How do you respond, Lord Van Zieks?
By drinking.
Yeah!
Yep! Yup, indeed!
Wow.
We know this game pretty well now, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Pray forgive the discourtesy if my mind has wandered.
I've been watching him stroke that sword.
I was considering what cuisine would best complement the contents of my hallowed chalice this luncheon. Would it be perhaps Japanese?
What? Is there a Japanese place that's nearby?
How could it have happened, you ask?
I don't know that I've seen any Japanese restaurants here in England.
Crush. I do hate to shatter illusions, but my learned friend appears to be chasing a phantom idea.
You really just poured that wine just to crush the glass, huh?
That's my thing.
Phantom?
Is it so hard to imagine that the victim drank his tea after the accused had left?
I don't know, I never see you drink anything.
There you go. For example, at the time stated in the medical report, yes, at around 1:30.
Objection!
Mr. Natsume brought the tea with him to drink together with his neighbor. In Japan, there's a well-known saying, drink tea while it's hot.
Objection. He was British. In my country, there is even more apt saying.
Shut up.
There is nothing more refreshing than cold tea. Oh my god, this entire...
No! Every British person is fucking, like, doing this is like, cold tea? Iced tea? What?
So, the whole trial is going to come down to Ryukun and Van Zieks debating over whether tea
Like
should be hot or
Proverbs.
cold.
Yeah. The point is that if it was such a long gap, there may have been other ways to explain how the victim could be poisoned. Other possibilities. What sort of possibilities, Counsel?
Gas.
Carbon monoxide poisoning.
Ryukun, use those 2 brain cells.
Well, for example, the man could have had another visitor.
God, Ryukun. Another visitor? I thought he was tired out by his little cosplay. It's a very bold assertion, my learned friend, from someone who has nothing to substantiate it.
Or the victim could have taken the poison of his own volition.
Yep, he was sad and poor.
You suggest this may have been a suicide, Counsel.
Objection. Mr. Shamspeare has categorically denied suicide. The idea can and must be discounted.
Objection!
But he could be lying.
I'm going to need to get a lot drunker.
Gay silence. The gay silence is deafening. Is something wrong, Lord Van Zieks?
I was listening to the sound of the carriage pulling up outside the courtroom. Pray, forgive the discourtesy. What?
Carriage? What carriage?
It would seem that the key player in this case has just arrived. Yep.
Hooray! We're going to
gonna
get to
frickin-
cross-examine Mr. Ace of Hearts.
God almighty. out. Brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow. God. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. God almighty.
I wish you would have died.
I know. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. To come up with a voice for this guy, man. Good lord. Oh, God almighty.
Who, sir, are you?
I'm the one who was poisoned to death, my lord. Alas, 'twas I. Undone by these bitter events, I am the victim.
What? What's he doing
Oh my
here?
God.
He's obviously a witness to his own fucking poisoning.
The prosecution seeks to call this gentleman to the stand.
He's
I
already at the
suppose.
stand.
With his testimony, my learned friend's futile resistance will be utterly crushed.
You'd like to see that, wouldn't you,
I'd like to
Manzeeks?
crush your resistance.
You're calling him as a witness.
That's what I'm doing.
Very well, counsel. I grant your request with interest.
Really?
I'm curious to discover what the court shall hear from the victim itself.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ryunosuke dies about at least 3 times a trial.
Happy am I, Shakespeare, to regale thee with my tale of woe, my lord. But I still have my own tale to tell, my own tale of worse woe.
He was just getting ready to be crushed. Exactly.
I can regale the court with the tale of my perfect innocence and perfect English. And my perfect debauchery with my amazing performance as Juliet.
That will do, Mr. Natsume. Let the court now hear from the victim and not this weirdo.
Oh, from the other weirdo then. Oh god. Oh my god. I can't. Oh wow.
Oh, what the fuck is this guy?
Why are you here?
Alright, so that's Mr. Shamspear, but who's that other man beside him? Hello? Name and occupation for the court, please?
Yes, I feel sure that we've caught a glimpse of that man before. State your names and occupations for the court, please, witnesses, and you don't need to state your role in bed. A writer of words so sweet, they do scent the breeze. An inventor of ideas so profound, they compose the earth. The unrivaled poet, the unmatched scribe, William Shakespeare. Were the great bard to be recalled to life anew, lo, what magnificent man. Good fellows, I am he who ponders such a miracle, William Shakespeare.
Oh, the name's Meterman. Pardon me, Meterman. I work for the Altamont Gas Company, East End branch office.
You're the guy who's gonna bring the whole case to its knees. I remember now, it was yesterday on Briar Road.
Oh yeah, she's right, it's him. Oh, what's this? It's an unnecessary flashback?
I'd like to bring the gas company to the stand. I'd like to accuse the gas company of murder.
Right? Legitimately, though.
If corporations are people, can we put them on trial?
Right.
Unnecessary flashback.
Unnecessary flashback. It got fucked. Riddles, that bike got fucked.
Okay, I can't deal with this. We're gonna have to have this guy in the stand longer.
Yes, we spotted him outside Mr. Garrett's house that morning.
Mr. Shamspear.
He's a gas company employee? What that has to do with this case? So, Mr. William Shamspear, you are the victim in this miserable affair, correct?
Oh heaven. Oh hell. Do you command me to remember that sweet poison that did cross me and cross mine innocent lips?
Let me guess he's gonna be doing the gaslighting.
Hey! I subpoenaed him for the trial. Why did I do that? With his doctor's permission, naturally. Need to get started on actually drinking here. Hearing the testimony of the grieved will remove any room for doubt from the jurors' minds, I'm sure. Then we can all
No, he's
go
just
home.
drinking straight from the bottle.
Behold, You have only to rearrange the letters of my name to see that me's a seraph. Me's a seraph. Me's an angel indeed. You's not an angel. You's a devil.
Jar Jar Binks? I mean, you could probably like put a picture of Jar Jar Binks and him next to each other, and you could probably see the resemblance.
Yep. Just for that, I'm actually taking a cap of this. I will later on compare you to Jar Jar. That's what you got for that. Thus, be I noble of mind, sweet of nature, verily, honest of heart, as all heavenly angels be.
Because there isn't a less contrived meaning in your name. No, not at all.
The jurors seem to be very moved by this man, I'm afraid.
You're actually taking this seraph anagram idea seriously?
Just the guy who found Jesus.
Right. Thank you, witness, for your illuminating introductions. My lord, what's the man next to Mr. Shamspear doing here? The gas man, I believe.
He's the one who's going to take this whole gas company
watch
down.
Me. Well, now.
Allow me to enlighten my learned friend. You recall, I presume, your earlier impertinence. When you suggested that the victim had another visitor to his room on the night in question. And moreover, that the victim is a compulsive liar.
What? No, I didn't quite say that.
Said he just lied the one time. This young chin stroker here is here to controvert your wild claims conclusively. Is that not so, Mr. Meterman?
Hang on, no, I'm just here
to check the pipes, man.
Right, I'm just maintenance.
Yeah.
I hereby call for your formal testimonies. You will tell the court as lucidly as possible what happened in the night in question.
God, if Jar Jar weren't such an offensive character, I'd just give him a Jar Jar voice, and then we'd all hate this trial forever.
I like his name, though, Go Metric System. You do know that we use, like things that measure things. We call them meters, right? Like a thermometer.
Yep, thermometer.
Thermometer, things that measure things. Like we use gas meter here too.
Yeah.
It's not the length meter. It's the measures thing meter.
One may smile, and be a villain. Yes, it doth pain me, but let the truth be spoken. The truth of that wintry night of my discontent.
God indeed, wintry night of my discontent. I love it.
The snow lay about. My neighbor. My neighbor did cometh in the evening, bearing more than just a gift of tea. But marry me, I do. Bitter was his drink, and when he left, I did fall prostrate on my table. 'Twas the tea alone did pass my lips that late hour, naught else, because I don't do that. More into bites.
Did you eat his butt? This is a case about gas. And soap.
That's what the soap was there for.
To clean out his mouth after
No, the other side.
after he ate ass.
To clean the ass first.
No. I do believe my baby is dying right now.
I need some oxygen.
You need to step outside to avoid carbon monoxide poisoning.
Since strychnine. It's comedy strychnine. I'm asphyxiating.
I was outside the bloke's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on his room. No one else visited the room but a short little brown-backed decent fellow. Excuse you?
Buddy.
Wait, what did you say?
Yeah, why was
You were keeping an eye on Mr. Shamspeare room all night?
Yes, we'll see. We were involved, so
That's right. Of course, the bloke's window is all but blocked up, isn't it?
he's cheating on me.
But there's a little gap in the bricks where you can see into the room. So I spent the night trying to keep my teeth from chattering as I peered through the— Why were you doing that?
Dude, what the
The question is, sir, why? Thank you, Judge. Well, no, that's because he's on my list. Your kiss is on my list.
What the fuck, Mr. Meter Man? Okay, so the theme of this game is creepers.
Right.
What a piece of work is a man! Wherefore wouldst thou not stare in wonderment?
What are you talking about?
This buzzing busybody hath not part in this play. I pray thee, pay him no heed. Make no more ado about his tedious words.
I think I will. What'd you say about me?
You're a busybody, bitch. Calm yourself. This court is concerned with what happened on the night in question, but
Are
not
we that concerned?
Not terribly concerned. Not so concerned that we need to hear every detail, especially not when it comes to soap. Nothing more.
Indeed, that is so.
And as the testimony we have just heard clearly reveals, there is no one other than the accused present at the time who could have carried out this crime. This crime.
Exclamation mark.
Oh, brother. Do not, jury, do not.
Well, I believe it's maybe the final testimony of the trial.
Oh, no.
I really fucking, honestly, I hope so.
That would be pretty great, but no, we're at least 20 testimonies away.
We've got enough fucking, I mean, we only have like one thing of evidence, but hey, if this is the final testimony of the trial, I'd be fucking A-okay with that.
Get out of here.
Now, counsel, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination. Yes, my lord. I was gonna say this would be a really quick trial if that was the case.
I do have to give them props that they did have this guy show up just randomly in the first game. This whole entire this 2-game thing, it's just one game.
Mm-hmm.
They wrote the whole game and then they made it.
And the meter man also was his last game too.
Mm-hmm. They were smart. Yep, he cameth in the evening.
Right. Look, I need to talk to this guy.
Who's on your list and why?
But the windows of that house have all been filled in.
A historical artifact of the now defunct window tax.
Yeah, you're right there. All bricked up horribly. But as it happens, there's a little part of the brickwork at the bottom corner that's been opened up. I was looking through that gap.
Yes, there were a few bricks loose, weren't there?
For some strange reason, a couple bars of soap lined up at the edge outside as well.
What's going on with the soap?
I don't like going around poking my chin in other people's business, especially on freezing cold nights.
That's what I was doing, exactly that.
But them's my orders, so that's what I'll keep doing as long as there's breath in my body.
Don't say that when there's so much poison going around, my dude.
Good luck, dude. What's with all the theatricals today?
Out of interest, Mr. Meatman, after the accused had left and returned to his own lodgings, did you see the victim leave the room at all?
No, he never left. He was in that room the whole time, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh my god, this guy saw the whole cosplay, didn't he?
Probably.
And we can therefore discount the possibility of suicide.
How can you be sure of that?
I'm discounting it, alright. Police carried out a thorough investigation of the scene and found no receptacle for the poison. Since we know the victim didn't leave his room and hence didn't dispose of the poison's container himself, it's clear this was no attempted suicide, alright?
He could have left the room but not turned off the gas, so...
Only the culprit could have removed the receptacle.
Whatever. Yes. Lucidly explained, counsel. Thank you.
Why, thank you very much.
It really was. You can't argue with the logic. Except you.
Hold the fucking phone.
You say short, little, round-backed Eastern fella, so you can't be sure it was the defendant.
Nice!
You know, if you're gonna be racist, I'm gonna use it against you.
Right back.
Objection.
how many other short little round-backed men with a mustache from the east do you think there are in London?
Well, of course, it's only a narrow gap and it was quite dark, so I didn't notice the mustache. But he showed up around 9, so I'm pretty sure of myself. And when the person you saw arrived, did he and Mr. Shakespeare drink tea together?
Well, they did a whole lot more than that.
Nah, sorry, I couldn't say. Why not? Because I couldn't see into the room all that well, could I? But what I did see was a silhouette of a little round-back fellow wearing a pretty dress.
He did! He freaking... Fucking God, I can't believe this is real.
Then the pair of them started some kind of wrestling match. I tell you, I don't know what to make of it.
Some kind of wrestling match. They were wrestling. Yeah, none of us know what to make of it.
I suppose that was the Romeo and Juliet championship battle getting underway. Should I leave?
No, it's fine. As long as you're here, they can't talk about it.
Oh, I'm going to stay then.
Mr. Meterman, allow me to confirm one final time. Was he actually a top? I mean, apart from the accused, can you state with certainty that no one else visited the victim on the night in question?
No question, Gasman's honor.
What do you think? Is there nothing else we can do?
We're not gonna talk about holes right now.
Oh my God.
Alright, we're gonna have to press fucking everything, I guess.
Oh God.
Every time I'm hoping that I don't have to do that, I have to do that.
You have to do that.
To be clear, by neighbor, you're referring to the defendant, Mr. Natsume.
Indeed, sire. Perchance thou wouldst that I call him the man from upstairs.
And just call him Mr. Natsume.
At what time did the mustachioed man visit you in your room?
Our meeting was promised for the hour of 9, and lo did he come to tender a gift of fragrant tea.
Details which are in accordance with the defendant's own testimony, yes.
And we were broiled in such a literary debate as history hath not seen before.
By which I presume he means...
Their discussion about who was the stronger, Romeo or Juliet. I'm just gonna call it a discussion, and we'll leave it at that, okay? I, Shakespeare, did play the part of young Romeo, whilst my neighbor played the fair Juliet. Each of us dressed as would our characters be, to bring weight upon our merry experiment.
I dare not imagine the scene.
No kidding.
Yeah, let's
kidding.
move on.
Frailty, thy name is woman.
Wow.
Canst thou imagine how dismayed I was? Yes, I had heard of the Eastern art of jujitsu, but I didn't know they had such moves. There did I dream 'twould be a skill practiced by the comely maiden.
My God. So also drag is a theme of this game, so are we gonna say, are we gonna have a maid Ryunosuke?
Maid Ryunosuke! You definitely have an octopus there, Riddles.
Oh,
Juliet beat Romeo up. This is not helping your case.
I believe the court has heard enough about your earth-shattering literary debate. Oh, it was very earth-shattering.
Let's not talk about it.
Perhaps you could reiterate your statement about the tea, though. The tea part. Just the tea.
Just the tea, hello.
That the accused brought to your room. Nothing else, no more details. Just the tea.
Just the tea, please.
my liege, I am thy servant. Gladly I would do thy bidding.
This guy's such a fucking bottom.
Good lord. He's bottom enough to get topped by Natsume.
Right?
Hold the fucking phone, my man.
Hold the fucking phone, my dude. Let me stop you there.
Great, let's just stop him. Let's leave now.
Yeah,
All
alright.
over.
Everyone go home. Mr. Natsume left your room at 11 o'clock, but it wasn't until after 2 that the poison made you collapse. That amounts to more than 3 hours of missing time. What are you doing, my dude?
Okay, everyone's just in a gay silence staring at this. he's just gonna keep doing it.
Yep.
He's gonna keep on doing it.
That's... Okay. That's all right. Good talk, my dude. Good talk.
Good testimony.
Good talk. If the defendant really had put the poison in your tea, that 3-hour window of time is something you're going to have to explain.
Gladly. 'Tis an easy task.
But
I did drink of the tea not while my guest did tarry, but after he took leave of me. I drank of the tea while my guest did tarry. Faith 'twas stone cold, but after 1 hour past midnight, verily were my lips parched.
Objection.
that doesn't sound normal.
Oh my god, that's a screen cap out of context right there. Nay, 'tis quite ordinary, sire. After all, thou wouldst recall our fiery debate. Amidst such argument, there'd be no time for fiery tea. We were too busy wrestling.
Romeo and Juliet again. And who was stronger?
Mr. Shakespeare, in summary, allow me to confirm. Did you not come here with the intention of naming your attacker? But of course, my liege. 'Twas the stupid lover of words did attempt to shuffle me off this mortal coil.
Don't call him stupid. Wait.
Yeah.
We all know what that means.
Nothing other than a tea, huh?
Yeah, right? So you didn't have any kind of evening meal? Like soap? Dinner? Soper?
Ha! Fie on luxury. Sober! Oh, I have sober all the time. You should join me, Mr. Naruhodo.
I think I'll pass on that
Join
one.
me on the sopa.
No.
I think you'd be quite delighted to enjoy some soup with me.
No, I think I'm good.
Ha! Fie on luxury, fie on gluttony. To eat thrice daily is but a waste of time.
Sorry?
It's also a waste of money. I would that my belly were full, no more oft than the sun does rise, because I'm poor, and I can't afford anything other than these packets of ramen.
Most heroic eating habits, I must say.
No, I'm just poor.
Shakespeare is really a guy, isn't
Night
he?
and day do I fill my hours with learned study of the bard and playwright. Hence it is that there doth not in my chamber be than the costumes of mine art. That would appear to be the case, as even a rodent was found starved to death in your room. Rodents are often poisoned by strychnine,
Yeah.
according to my ancient Wikipedia. Now that I think of it, it's not just food that was conspicuously missing from that room, is it? I don't recall seeing a single play or script anywhere. For I have devoured them all. I'm a goat.
You've eaten them?
Every word be within my skull. Didst thou imagine otherwise?
Right. That wasn't misleading at all. Now, could you turn around, do you think?
Which brings us to the conclusion that the only way the poison could have passed the victim's lips is in the tea.
Uh,
Oh my god, what?
please hold it.
Oh god, is it a jury?
It's probably,
Oh
yeah, it's the
god,
jury.
They've made their decision already. Do summation examine.
My lord. Goodness me, yes, Mr. Foreman. I've kept my mouth shut and listened up until now, but this has gone on long enough. Are you all with me?
Mother, seriously? Are we to understand that you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are in agreement with one another?
Not guilty.
That you've reached a unanimous decision?
Too right we have. Are you all with me?
This feels
Wait,
contrived.
no, the defense is in the middle of a cross-examination. To be honest, I was holding out a bit of hope for you, young man. Especially after you identified those few hours that followed the accused leaving the victim's room.
Yes, the 3 missing hours, as you put it. But in the end, what difference do they make? None as far as I can see.
And since there's no apparent, there was really no reason to delay our decision any longer. Like I was saying before, if I don't take 5 Bomb home with me tonight, the missus will blow her top.
What's that? Sorry, you wanted to blow a top? I believe there's one here in the courtroom for you.
No, there isn't. There's not a single top in this whole courtroom except for Van Zeeks.
He said only poison passed his lips.
Anyway, very well, the court, let the court be apprised of your decisions. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you'll state your leanings and blah blah.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Rest in pepperonis.
Alright, Natsume-san's executed. Let's go home.
Alright, it's time to go home. Thanks, Natsumi-san. It was good while it lasted. All of you. Well, it would appear that the jury is indeed unanimous. That's the end of the court. Goodbye, guilty.
I'm going to drink a lot now because the summation examination is coming forthwith. So, this time at least, it seems justice will be done. All's well that ends well, as they say. Just go ahead and... This calls for a toast, I feel, to your summation examination. And to the guilty being punished, which is probably not going to happen. Just do it already. Bring your swagger and that little hip thing you do. Naruhodo-san, just get up and take care of this, okay?
Look, I have to pretend to be dead, or else like, he won't... You know, I have to lure him into a false sense of security before I do my summation examination.
That's legitimate, but the trial isn't over yet.
What do you mean, Mr. Sato?
It's not... Oh, do you... Remember when I found in the Encyclopedia of British Law that I have that we've had to do every single time ever? The obscure right that belongs to the defense in these situations? Remember? No, he forgot.
The summation examination, but my will to live is extinguished.
Frankly, so is mine, but I've got some wine to handle that part.
Yeah, that's right. We don't have a jury in Japanese courts, of course, but here in British court of law, we can reverse the decisions of a majority of the jurors. If we can reverse the decisions of the majority of the jurors, we can force the trial to continue. This trial can end now. Whatever it takes, I just can't let that happen. The defense moves to invoke its right to a summation examination, my lord.
And no one was surprised. Oh my god. Van Zeeks, get to know you too well.
You're right.
Oh, why am I not surprised? My learned friend's inability to admit defeat. You choose to cling desperately to some archaic rule you barely comprehend instead of accepting the truth.
Certainly no other defense counsel in recent times have exercised the rights to summation examination.
Because they all know that once the jury's mind is set, it cannot be altered.
Except for how it has been every other time that we've done a summation examination.
Yes, I know. I'm just going to pop this bottle of wine open now. And...
Nevertheless, the right remains and must be upheld. Defense counsel's request is granted. This court will proceed with the summation examination, as outlined in the Encyclopedia of British Law. Thank you, my lord. Are you and your fellows prepared, Mr. Foreman? Believe me, my lord, we know all about this young lad's tenacity. We're ready for it.
Bring it on.
Very well. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby call upon each of you.
Hip twist incoming.
Yeah.
Twirl it.
To state the grounds on which you find the defendant guilty of the crime for which he stands accused.
Let's have it.
Hip
Let's
twirl
have
incoming. Next time? It's almost 2.
Yeah, it is almost 2.
So we could do a summation examination next week, next Thursday.
Yeah.
I would do it tomorrow, but my voice is absolutely fucking murdering me.
Is a die.
So we will be back here next Thursday at around 6:30, maybe 7, just depending on you know when
It's gonna be at least
when
6:30.
work happens.
Gonna be
Yeah.
at work till 6.
Right. So oh god, this is the wrong screen. Hello. Yeah. So Thursday around 6:30. Let's go find someone to raid.
Mm-hmm. Thank you everybody for coming to our extra special stream.
Here, let's go raid this person. This person's pretty great. All right, thank you, Ziva. Raid. I will take care of my voice. Go say hi to Brackeny. Also playing Phasmophobia, but I am raiding this person not because they're playing Phasmophobia, but because they're really, really, really cool. I love this guy. And yeah, we'll be back on Thursday, and then again on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
That Friday, again, around the same time, 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, maybe one day I'll actually get to do Sunday. Get to do like a Sunday raid or Sunday stream.
Mm-hmm.
I do need to get back into Animal Crossing. So, you know, maybe we could do that. And I'll probably do like a thing where I get everybody on a Discord call and we can all hang out. Because we haven't done a community stream in a while, and that's really sad. So yeah, go say hi, go raid, go make chaos, but not too much chaos, respect the rules, and yeah, I love you very much. Bye.
Bye.